destination is Montpellier in southern France for Phase 2 of the European Cup Winners' Cup quarter-final. Manchester United's task tonight to finish the tie the way they started it.
And here's Lee Sharp making a great burst of clear! A wonderful start for Manchester United!
The perfect start, inside a minute, and by utilising what little is left of the green grass at home. To cut a long story short, Montpellier had a similar game plan.
Here's Jobert. This could be a problem. It's a goal, an own goal there by Martin.
Irrational, inexperienced, you can call it what you like. Lee Martin's blunder has cost United the advantage. It's the old bulldog spirit that's required now, and who better to provide it?
I mean, people are saying that it's going to be a tough game for us. But I still believe that it's going to be a tough game for Montpellier as well. The lads are not going to lie down just because it's in France. We'll go across there and we'll give a good account for ourselves.
We know we've got to go and score a goal, score as many goals as we can, really. But we're confident that we've got players in the side that can score goals for us.
Everyone's missed the big European nights, and this year's competition's created a lot of interest here and abroad, I think. And it's great to be part of it.
They have got to make all the decisions. It's straightforward for us. We've got to win the game. We know they're through if we win the game.
Well, good evening. They certainly sound convincing, don't they? A real sense of purpose about the Manchester United team tonight. But they do have a Montpellier to climb, Jim, don't they?
Oh, Elton, 5 at the Comic Relief for that Montpellier to climb. Yes, they do have, but I actually believe they can do it. I think after the first leg, they were demoralised by the own goal. They didn't play well against what I felt was quite an ordinary Montpellier side, really. And I think if Manchester United play anything like their normal selves tonight, they can win this game.
It was a shining example, Jim, wasn't it, of how important it is not to concede a goal at home under these complicated European rules.
It was a shining example, but these things happen from time to time, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're out of the competition, Elton. And I think that if Manchester United play positively tonight, they can win it.
Let's have a quick look at the Manchester United team. Lee Martin rather, seems to have paid the price for that aberration. He's not in the team, Jim.
Yes, otherwise it's a good, solid side, and a side that, as I say, I think is capable of doing the job.
Well, our co-commentator in Montpellier tonight, Gary Lineker, is at pitch side at the moment. Gary, what's the latest news from the Manchester United camp?
Well, the Manchester United camp are very confident. I've spoke to Brian Robson and one or two of the other players before the game. They fancy the chances a little bit tonight. They've heard Valderrama's going to play, and quite surprising, they're quite pleased about that. They think they can perhaps really get into them, and I know Brian Robson's relishing it, and I'm sure Mark Hughes is as well.
What's the state of the pitch, Gary? Is it good shape?
The pitch is beautiful, yeah, it's in great condition. It's quite firm, and it's very dry. Some of the players will probably be wearing rubbers, but it'll take a short stint.
Gary, regarding any possible hostilities or recriminations towards Mark Hughes, who was involved in that controversial sending off a couple of weeks ago, Alex Ferguson is quoted here today as saying, "I've never known a European game with the intensity that seems to have built up for this one from the first leg because of the sending off of Mark Hughes." Have you detected a sort of undercurrent of possible nastiness?
Well, there were one or two nasty banners around early on against Mark, but I think that's a dangerous game to play with Mark Hughes because he'll really relish a physical battle. There's nobody stronger than him, and I spoke to him before the game, and he was really looking forward to it and said, "This is my sort of game," and that wouldn't surprise me at all.
What about Valderrama, Gary? That was your exclusive that he's playing in the match tonight. Do you think the conditions will suit him?
Well, it's a nice playing surface and he's a lovely technical footballer. I think that United will really keep the pace up in this game and hopefully try and crowd him out. Plus him and Jobert, who was the danger from the first leg, trying to stop them playing and cut down the space. But I fancy United really to go at them. They've not got to worry too much about conceding a goal because even if they do that, it's not a great problem and there's not too much difference. And I really fancy United to go out in a positive attitude, shut down the space and really go for it early on.
OK, Gary, well, thanks very much indeed. Have a good game yourself. Well, he seems confident, Jim. He's a bit like you, really.
Well, as I say, I think most players would say, who looked at the first game, would say that, you know, Manchester United, at their best, will beat this side because they didn't look good. let's be fair about it. They got 1 or 2 good players, but they're entitled to have ELTON. But overall, it's got to be Manchester United for me.
OK, well, one of the things we'll be talking about right after the break in the build-up to the kick-off, which is, what, about 6 or 7 minutes away, is the inclusion tonight of the Colombian World Cup captain, Carlos Valderrama. Join us again in a moment or two. Welcome back. Well, one of Manchester United's fears tonight, as we mentioned just before the break in that interview with Gary Lineker, is of a possible vendetta against Mark Hughes. There were allegations a fortnight ago by the French that Hughes deliberately feigned facial injury to get Pascal Bice, the Montpellier fullback, sent off. Now, what was undeniable was that Bryce did attack Hughes, but the repercussions could be nasty, Jim. Are they likely to work against or for Manchester United if hostilities do break out?
Well, I think, first of all, Mark Hughes did feign it a little bit, but I'd have sent the guy off for stupidity anyway. But Mark Hughes will be relishing this. He's not afraid of anybody, as we know. He's ready for the battle, and I think he's really going to look forward to it.
Jim, let's have a look at the Montpellier team for tonight. Obviously, no Bice, he's suspended. No Michel de Zaccarin, who marked Hughes so effectively 2 weeks ago.
Laurent Blanc, best player,
he was, wasn't he? Laurent Blanc plays, Gilbert the Danger Man, and Carlos Valderrama, Jim. One of the great architects of world football, given the time and space.
Yep, the human floor mop. And great goal there against the United Arab Emirates. That was before the war, of course. And he is a good player, we know that. He plays well at home. They don't play him away from home. However, he is one of those temperamental Central American players. He could have a good game, he might not. Someone's got to get hold of him. Someone will get onto him tonight. And I think that they will probably do the job on him. But obviously, it's going to be very interesting to see how he performs tonight.
Well, there we are, Jim, in glorious Cinerama. The team's coming out. The European Cup Winners' Cup quarter-final second leg between Montpellier of France and Manchester United. 1-1 is the aggregate score at the start of the 90 minutes tonight as we join our match commentators, Gary Lineker. And first of all, it's good evening to Brian Moore.
Good evening to you, Elton, and good evening to everybody, and welcome to the south of France. The atmosphere is red hot here, and there's no doubt at all about it. It's going to be a supreme test of nerve for United and for their skill as well. It's hard to imagine a more intimidating atmosphere than there is here at the moment. The crowd pressing down onto the pitch. There really will be no place to hide for any of the players out there tonight. The referee comes from Austria, Mr. Fortlinger. Brian Robson there. Huge stands behind both goals, and also the one that we're sitting in, and just a very modest single-story one on the far side. 1-1, as you can see, the score after the first leg. Just a quick word from my co-commentator, Gary Lineker, but let's just have a look at this Montpellier side. Elton's already given it to you. They forced to make 3 changes from the first leg. The fullback Bice, who was involved in that dust-up with Mark Hughes and sent off, suspended. So too is the midfield player Guerin with 2 yellow cards. And de Zaccarin is injured. Blanc, their captain, the inspiration. Jobir, the little Polish striker, will be a danger. And, of course, the Colombian Valderrama in midfield now makes his bow. These are their substitutes. Number 15, Zureb, of course, came on as a sub in Old Trafford and very nearly scored a winning goal. Manchester United, this is their side. They're able to bring Steve Bruce back to the centre of the defence. And Dennis Irwin, dropped from the first leg, comes back at right back. Brian Robson, I think, likely to play an anchor role just in front of the back four. And United hope, of course, that Mark Hughes, spelled incorrectly there, and Lee Sharp hit top form up front. United must score tonight. United there's the United substitutes. And United, as usually in the red shirts, white shorts, they will start by attacking the goal to our left. Quick word from Gary Lineker. An incredible atmosphere, Gary.
It really is. They've been here actually for 3 hours now, the crowd, which is incredible, and it's been pretty full for much of that time. There's quite a big support as well from Manchester, urging their side on tonight. Very interesting to note that they were singing, the rugby song, Swing Low Sweet Chariot, before the game, probably trying to rub in a little bit of that anti-French feeling. And they'll be hoping for, of course, for a similar sort of result, a victory for the English side against the French.
Well, just how will United's nerve hold up? They've got some battle-hardened players out there, but of course, the first season back in Europe for English clubs, there might just be a little something lacking, and Alex Ferguson clearly felt that it was a lack of European experience that told against United in that first leg when they were pulled back to 1-1. They certainly lost their nerve on that night and never really regained it after that absolutely wonderful start that Brian McClair gave them. Talking about the atmosphere, Alex Ferguson was saying crowds don't win matches, you know, but I firmly believe they do have a big influence on a night like this. And he fears there might be provocation towards his players after the affair of the first leg. And above all, we look for some strong and some sensible refereeing here in Montpellier tonight as Bruce hoists that first long ball forward, knocked away by Blanc, up towards Hughes again, up towards Valderrama now. Jobert, a foul on Valderrama, and a free kick to Montpellier. Valderrama. This is Lamalt, so powerful for the midfield, but taken out it there by Paul Ince. Lamalt was back at him though. Robson in, a free kick given to Manchester United, the foul on Paul Ince.
Not only was Paul Ince fouled there, but Mark Hughes, who was trying to make a run, had Blanc's arms all over him there. He just couldn't get away from him.
That's the sign of the times tonight, Gary, isn't it?
I think that's the way it'll be.
Brian Robson with the free kick for Manchester United. Oh, for another early goal. Bruce up on the far side, it'll be a goal kick. Just reminding you that when it's 1-1 after the first leg, away goals count double. If the tie finishes level on aggregate, it means United have to score tonight 0-0, and Montpellier go through with that away goal. 1-1, and we go into extra time and maybe penalty shootout at the end of it. A 2-2 score would give United victory, but let's be positive and let's hope for a Manchester United win. Up goes McClair. Phelan in with his feet rather high there, being penalised for it. And noticeable too that Colleterre was wagging his finger at Phelan. There's a lot of ill feeling out there. Ince going in, Lamalt forced into the error. But a throw given to Montpellier. That's Lamalt. There he is again, right leg strapped, finding the Dutchman Souverain. Blackmore. That's Thetis, who didn't play in the first leg. And Clayton Blackmore gets it away. Was challenged after he cleared the ball there by the number 9, Garcia. It's going to be a tough and an important job for the referee here tonight. There's Lamalt. They'll shepherd it back to Seeley. A long ball forward by Les Seeley, but Hughes beaten in the air. Alistair in, Phelan's touch. Lucchesi, and a foul given against Mark Hughes for the foul on Thetis. And whistles all around this compact stadium.
Yeah, he's not the most popular man in the stadium, Brian.
No, as you were saying earlier, there was one very distasteful banner which, in fact, it was so distasteful that our producer had to get the stadium authorities to get it removed. Against Mark Hughes, there's a huge depth of feeling against him. This is Jobert.
And they actually spelt that one right, Brian.
Robson with a header. Brian McClair flicking it forwards. Here's Blanc. Not only a sweeper, but he loves to spring forward and has got a good goal-scoring record. That's Drouard playing the ball in, but easy for Seeley getting there before Valderrama. Hughes. Well, Phelan and Irwin getting in each other's way there. Bruce outstripped here for the moment by Garcia. Oh, just across the face of that United goal. Seeley didn't get a touch on it.
I think he did actually, Brian. I think he saved that one.
Did he?
Well, the referee's given a corner, so it looks that way.
Yeah, it is indeed. Garcia's shot. Just the faintest touch there from Les Seeley. My apologies to him. And a corner then for Montpellier.
A very important save as well, Brian. They didn't really want to lose an early goal. Although if they do concede one, it wouldn't be the end of the world, because what United have to do, of course, is score a goal. 1-1, it goes to extra time.
Collater with a corner. Ince getting there first. Lee Sharp battling away to get there, but knocked back by Brouard. Lemolt. It's Barabé with the clearance. Up goes Garcia. Alistair getting it back.
The ball that actually got Garcia was a lovely pass from Valderrama, and he's playing just behind Garcia and Jobert, and he's going to be a little bit of a threat if he gets between United's defence and midfield. Somebody's got to get close to him.
Shot there of Henry Kasperjak, the Montpellier manager, former Polish international. Alistair to Irwin. They'll seek to get Irwin forward as well. Gets in some good crosses. McClare. It's a fairly rash challenge there by Robson, but he didn't really make a contact. Clayton Blackmore with a throw. Sharp trying to get away. Souverain holding him up. And a free kick given to Montpellier. A little surprising, that. They've taken Souverain out of the midfield and put him on Lee Sharp at right back. And here you see a foul given against Lee Sharp there. Blackmore's throw for Manchester United. Hughes, followed by Thetis. Ince, pounding it forward. And Blanc up to Valderrama. A little shimmy that's deceived Paul Ince, but Ince gets it again. Plays a sensible short ball to Lee Sharp. 0-0 in this second leg. 1-1 on aggregate still, of course. Sharp getting away. Souverain aware of his pace. But Sharp nonetheless got it in. That was an excellent cross by Lee Sharp, and it was Thetis at the very last getting it away. Gary Lineker.
His pace got him to that ball. Souverain basically gave up on it, thought it was going out. And that's the way United can expose this defence, if they can get Lee Sharp behind the back, because the sweeper system, if you can get somebody wide, they can cause problems with balls into the box.
It's a very businesslike start by United.
Yes, they had the one early scare when Les Seeley made a great save, but they've got to go at them. They know they've got to force the game
a little bit of nonsense there involving Brian McClare. I think it's Lucchesi. Lee Sharp then. Lemolt getting it away. Clayton Blackmore trying to get it wide again. But here come Montpellier. Jobert. He's going to be a real handful tonight. Irwin's come across to mark him, though, and did it job well. Montpellier's throw. Souverain. Jobert. A foul by Clayton Blackmore.
Made the most of it, though, didn't he?
But that will happen tonight. This is Brouard with the free kick, and Blanc has come up from the back. Some 6'3" of him, but it was Pallister's header that got it away. Ince trying to get in there, and another foul against Manchester United. Ince shows his displeasure and could be in trouble. To be fair, nothing at the moment is being given United's way. They could have a problem here. Valderrama lining up the free kick, Blanc behind him, Brouard and Garcia, and Gary Lineker's trying to get a word in.
I was just going to say that that's often the case with a volatile atmosphere. The referee might sway towards the home side, but what United have got to be sure of is not to let that worry them and just get on with the game.
That's why I think crowds and atmosphere like this do influence the result of the game.
Absolutely.
Well, it's Blanc who looks as though he's going to take this free kick, curling it wide of Seely's goal. France's Footballer of the Year, 14 caps. A real quality player, Laurent Blanc. Seely then with the goal kick for Manchester United. Hughes being marked by Thetis. Here's Lee Sharp cutting inside. Souverain only half got it away. Robson feeding it wide towards Phelan. Now Irwin to Phelan on the far side. Ince is right in there, and an offside flag given against Paul Ince. Coming up to 10 minutes, Montpellier 0, Manchester United 0 in this second leg. Quarterfinals of the European Cup Winners' Cup. Alistair up towards McClare. Feet again a little too high there by McClare. It looked fairly innocuous, I have to say, on Lamotte. Another free kick to Montpellier. This is Lamotte, the little dynamo through the midfield. Curling it to Jobert. He got away there from United's defence. He's beaten Sharp. And Seely down again. He made a swift dash to this right-hand side and caught United's defence totally on the wrong foot. But Seely was equal to the falling shot.
He's going to be a threat, Jobert. It's one player that I think they'll be more aware of than any other, and he's got to be stopped.
Foul on Valderrama this time, another free kick to Montpellier. Blanc. Lucchesi. This is Thetis. Only 20 years old. Hitting a long ball, but Blackmore's there. Robson's there. Touching it down for Ince. Played forward for Hughes and Sharp to chase. Alistair up. Robson up. Feet were high as well. It's a free kick given against Brian Robson, who remonstrates just for a moment with the Austrian referee.
You'll find that in Europe, referees don't like the feet going up at all. In England, the referees tend to give and take, not worry about it too much. But on the continent, they do. They hate to see a foot up, probably above knee height, and they'll whistle for anything like that.
Well, here's another free kick for Montpellier. Blanc playing it towards Garcia. That's a goal kick. That's the Montpellier president, Louis Nicolon. Leclerc. This is Blanc. Valderrama. Jobert. Good play again here by Montpellier. Colataire on the far side. Jobert. That's a corner. There was some speculation as to whether or not Montpellier would try to keep it tight and play for 0-0, but that's a really dangerous game, and they've obviously thrown that to one side. They're full of good attacking intentions, and United really have to be at their best defensively tonight. Jobert with the corner. Paul Ince again getting that one away at the near post. What worries me a little bit is that United's defensive hopes are built on pretty fragile foundations. Only one clean sheet in the last 10 and only 3 in the last 18. throw to Montpellier. Another free kick to Montpellier. So here comes the free kick. Chasey with it, curling it in. That was Bruce, very bravely down. Got a really nasty bang on the head, Steve Bruce, it seemed, as he went in for that header. Bruard crossing it in again. That time it's Lee Sharp. United have got to keep their patience. They've got to keep their shape. And above all else, they've got to keep their discipline. It's no good getting annoyed about refereeing decisions. They're there, they're given, and there's nothing they can do about them. Just get on with the job. Again, the feet too high, that time by Lee Sharp on Thetis. And you can see Mark Hughes not entirely agreeing with that decision. Bruce guiding this back safely to Les Sealy. Up to McClare. In goes Phelan. Souverain. That's a goal kick.
I think it was fairly clear from Montpellier's team selections that they weren't coming here just to try and hang on to the away goal. They've made it clear by picking Valderrama, who is essentially an attacking midfield player, not the type that'll defend, that they're going to try and add to their tally tonight. And I think that's possibly why the United were quite pleased. I think they thought once he was selected, that meant they were going to do that, which might leave a little bit more space for them to take advantage of on the counter-attack.
Another throw to Montpellier. Wilbert Souverain from Holland. This is Bruard. Sharp having no nonsense there, but as he kicked away, there was a foul by Bruard, the number 2, on Sharp, and Manchester United at last get a free kick. Well, they've gone past the 15-minute mark, Manchester United, without conceding anything. They may well feel they've taken a little of the heat out of the situation. Hughes couldn't keep it in, and whether there was a bit of play acting there with Thetis. Ball goes out of play. And we came off the slow motion just a fraction too early. 27 years old, but what's more important, the statistic for Mark Hughes, 18 goals this season. Bruce backpedaling. Garcia coming towards him. Bruce's safe header away towards McClare. Chasey challenging him on that far touchline. Robson, that surely was a bad foul after Robson had played the ball there by Lamotte. And a player who's had his share of injuries. He's down once more, but not for long. Robson on his feet again. Dennis Irwin with the free kick for Manchester United. Up to McClare. Into Robson.
I think the reason we've seen so many free kicks for foot up and things is that the pitch is so firm and the ball's bouncing around so much. So players are following the ball, and as it's lifting up, they're automatically lifting their legs. And as I said, the referee's not standing for that. So at the moment, the referee being so pernickety is ruining the game a little bit and the flow of it.
Throw to Montpellier. Nice little turn there by Garcia. In comes Ince. A foul on him, another free kick. There. Collater getting it away. Bruce. Phelan chasing on the far side along with Collater. A throw to Montpellier. And Collater is still down. They claim that it was a charge by Phelan, but it seemed to me two guys going hell for leather for that one ball. As we have another look at it again. And Collater, in fact, going down. He may just have hit himself on the advertising hoardings there, but I don't think you can put any blame on Mike Phelan.
No, I don't think so. Fairly innocuous challenge. He just fell a little bit awkwardly, that's all.
Calais on the south coast, south of France, just west of Marseille in the Camargue. And United have enjoyed really two blissful summery days here. It's Valderrama, his second season at Montpellier. Hughes, the back heel falling straight for Thetis. And back to the goalkeeper, Claude Barabé. This is the president of the club sitting on the bench alongside the manager. I wonder how many managers at home would want the chairman sitting alongside him. I can think of one or two managers who wouldn't allow that.
I think there's a few that like them in the stand, let alone on the bench.
A free kick to Manchester United.
And I'm not thinking of one very close to home there.
I know. Robson with the kick. Bruce has made a darting little run there, Steve Bruce. Gary Pallister's in there too. That was an important header for Montpellier by Blanc. Owen putting it in again, but the flag goes up for offside. Brian Robson, you were having a good chat with him on the pitch before the game, Gary.
Yeah, he was really looking forward to this. A real European tie with a great atmosphere. It's something that he was saying that he's missed while we've been banned from Europe.
Leclerc coming towards this one, but Montpellier were there outnumbering him. Souverain now down this right touchline. Towards Garcia, just turns it back for Valderrama. Pallister. And then heaved away by Blackmore up to Hughes. Hughes shrugging off Thetis there. Robson spreading it wide to the Irishman Dennis Irwin on the far side. Oh, a slip by McClare. And suddenly it's Lamalt is in. Jobert on the far side, but the ball beat him into touch.
Personally, I'd like to see Brian McClare play further up front. He's dropping a little bit deep at the moment. Lee Sharp's playing quite well up wide on the left. I'd like to see Brian McClare really up there with take the weight off Mark Hughes a little bit. They're perhaps going to wait and see how things go. Perhaps play a little bit cautiously to start with.
This is Blanc, the captain, being hustled by the Manchester United captain. Souverain, all taken rashly there by Sharp. It looked a bad challenge by Lee Sharp, and Sharp is injured. Now, whether Souverain attacks Sharp afterwards, maybe we'll see here. There was the challenge. And there's a yellow card out for Lee Sharp when he gets up. He'll be the third Manchester United player carrying a yellow card in the European competition. Brian Robson's one, Paul Ince is another.
I think actually Sir Brian is a little bit fortunate there because it didn't quite show up on the replay either. But he definitely looked to react to the tackle of Lee Sharp and rake his studs down down the back of his back, which is why he's holding it as he is.
Here's after this one, Thetis with him. Sharp. Blackmore. Hurled in there, straight through to Balabé. For all that, it was a silly challenge for Lee Sharp to make. It's not the sort of challenge, really, that you should be making on a night like this, which provokes so many things, Gary.
Yeah, the game's being played at such a pace that tackles are going in, and if the ball's knocked off, you can be already made your mind up to tackle and finish up being late. And he'll have to be careful now.
Blackmore gets it forward, and now here is Sharp in a little bit of space, taking on Lucchesi. He's got McClare waiting in the middle, but couldn't get it across. You're right about the pace of the game. The main camera positions that you can see are very high here in the stadium, but Gary and I are sitting just a few feet behind the benches here, very, very low indeed, and you really get an impression of huge pace in this European Cup Winners' Cup quarter-final, where it still stands at 0-0 here in the south of France tonight between Montpellier and Manchester United, 1-1 on aggregate after the first leg. Clayton Blackmore. Valderrama. Gilbert plays it into Valderrama again. Might get it back once more. Valderrama in there still. It's finally to Manchester United's rescue, but it's not away yet. Phelan trying to get in ahead of there. Gets a bit of ground for Manchester United. Irwin's header caught off balance. Robson plays it forward. Sharp trying to get in behind them again. He's got Hughes up with him. Hughes winning the ball from Thetis. Playing it wide for McClare. Sharp's gone into the middle. And Phelan's made a great break on the far side. Blackmore struggling, but nonetheless gets it to Irwin. The steam for the moment's gone out of that move. It's back with Bruce. And now back even further with Pallister. Irwin on the far side. Forward to Paul Ince, very forward. And in the end, Colataire getting it away. Bruce knocking it back. Phelan. Ince again in there. Lonk could have been in trouble. Robson was at him.
Probably the first bit of sustained pressure United have had without actually getting the ball in the box where they can cause some damage. They got into a couple of good wide positions. They just need to try and deliver that service for the strikers to feed off.
Pallister. Long. Lucchesi. Up to Jobert. Being chased by Irwin and forced into the error by Dennis Irwin. Steve Bruce. Ince finds Robson. United surging forward again. A ball for Phelan. An excellent ball there by Brian Robson. Phelan's cross and flicked across the face of that goal. It just needed a touch by Sharp or Hughes, who were in there. Blackmore trying to keep it going. Gets it in again there. McClare with the header. Robson again. Still trying to keep it going. And now a free kick, probably for a handball there by Brian Robson as he tried to keep that move going for Manchester United. Well, that isn't Alex Ferguson. It's the team doctor, in fact.
Definitely United's best spell of the game. They've soaked up the early pressure and now they're coming out. Great ball from Brian Robson there, set Mike Phelan away. And the ball got across, and that could have been the first chance that they've had. But the signs are getting better.
Bruce thought about the pass back, realised that Jobert was very close at hand. McClare chasing Lucchesi. And of course it's a fact, Gary, isn't it, that the longer it stays at 0-0, the more anxious Montpellier will become, because they know then that just one good strike from Manchester United and they're out of it.
Well, that's true, and also, of course, Manchester will get more tense as well because they know they've actually got to score to stay in the game, whereas Montpellier haven't. But Manchester have got to be patient, of course. It's no good going like a bull at a gate and throwing caution to the wind. They've got to bide their time and wait for the chance to come, because they'll get chances.
Feeling in towards Hughes. This is Garcia. Blackmore stopped him. Sharp. Out of play. Coming up to the half-hour mark, still no goals here in Montpellier. And the aggregate score remains at 1-1. Montpellier, 5th in the French First Division. Quite a modern club with a modern stadium now. They were only formed in 1974. Joubert. And they won the cup last season by beating Racing Paris in the final. So we're at the half-hour mark, 0-0. City. Can be a very intimidating night for a goalkeeper, playing in front of a crowd as noisy as this, but he's never been short on confidence as Les. Goes Blackmore, Valderrama. Yet really to make his mark, Valderrama. One good pass, as Gary was saying, but there's a simple one this time to Joubert. Being shadowed by Paul Ince. And Ince took the ball superbly there. Crowd get to the edge of their seats now. Joubert. And the shot quite comfortably gathered again by Sidi.
Very nice, tidy football there from the French. Valderrama instrumental in that move. He's got a lovely touch. He technically is a wonderful player to watch. And he's gifted with that little touch. He doesn't play many long passes, but he's little touches and flicks and plays little short balls and gets it back.
Out to Bruce. Up to Robson. Blackmore's good run from the back. It's done well. Will he try? I thought for a moment he was going to lift that right boot and gives the goalkeeper something to think about. It's with Irwin on the far side. Irwin again. That's some nice play here by Manchester United. Phelan's crossed towards Sharp, but Sharp couldn't get a touch to it, and they played controlled football there, which they rarely displayed after the opening minutes of the first leg at Old Trafford.
I think they'll probably find this pitch a bit easier than the one at Old Trafford, though, Brian. Another ball to the far post, and Lee Sharp just got above him, but couldn't really direct the header. See the replay there, the ball comes over, and Lee Sharp couldn't quite direct the header.
Valderrama. Referee might, in fact, have given a free kick there, I think, possibly by a push by Lee Sharp. Here's Bruce. He was doubtful, which not many people knew about. He'd had some grass burns, of all things, all the injuries they get. Some grass burns, that's going to be a corner. Some grass burns on his backside, and he had a bit of a bump up as well, and it's an infection, and the antibiotics got it out of it. Well, that was clearly a corner for Manchester United, not given. So Steve Bruce, doubtful yesterday, playing tonight, and important for United that he and Pallister strike up that good relationship at the centre of the defence. Up goes Pallister, wins that in the air. Ince is getting through some good work in that midfield in a tidy way, and a clash there between Coletaire and McClare.
I think it's Phelan, actually, Brian.
It's Phelan, I beg your pardon, and it's a free kick given to Montpellier.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair enough, but He dived a bit like Greg Louganis there.
Right, Blanc with the free kick. He's ordered Thetis to go wide to receive it. Thetis just a little bit of sleep there just for a moment. But Blanc gets it back a long way to his 24-year-old goalkeeper. Towards Garcia. Beat Bruce in the air there. Blackmore. Challenged by Jobert. He's got Pallister at his side, though. Pallister knocking it forward to Maclair. And Maclair's chest down goes to Brouard. Now Valderrama played it in again. And Pallister in the nick of time. Good defending there by Gary Pallister for Manchester United. Tried to get the ball forward again to Hughes. Irwin. Just as they were in the first leg, Montpellier really sharp on the ball, and a foul there by Robson, and that's a yellow card for Brian Robson. And Robson picked up a yellow card in the first leg as well. What it means, if United go forward into the semi-finals, Brian Robson will miss the first of those games. We have 10 minutes to go of the first half. The trainer came running on from Montpellier to tend to Lemoltz and was quickly ordered off by the Austrian referee. It's a free kick.
Again, I think it was for the foot up. The referee obviously doesn't like that. It didn't look particularly nasty to me. It'd be interesting to see it here again. Well, we won't.
Irwin gets it back to Seeley. And Blanc gets it back. Montpellier, remember, beat PSV Eindhoven, Bobby Robson's team, in the opening round of this competition, and then Steaua Bucharest in the next round from Romania. Manchester United beating Hexi Munkash, Hungarian Cup winners, and then Wrexham. Bruce underneath this one, beating Valderrama in the air. Up towards Hughes again. Who's getting little change out of Thetis. Hughes falls to the ground, but it's Montpellier who get the free kick.
I don't think this is Mark Hughes' type of referee, actually, that any bodily contact he seems to give a free kick straight away. And Mark relies on the physical challenge a lot, and I think he might be punished quite severely tonight. A problem, actually, that he did have in Spain with the referees over there who were particularly finicky on things like that, and he found that he was giving too many free kicks away. But he was only playing what is to him his natural game.
Lemoltz, Valderrama, Lemoltz, stopped by Bruce. Phelan gets it away. So United still hanging on in there at 0-0. But it's a night, remember, where they must score if they're to proceed in this cup. Brouard. Knocked down by Bruce. The crowd were howling for a penalty, but the referee was well placed. Bruce is on the deck, in fact. And the play goes on with Sharp. Ince finding him with a good ball there. Maclair's made a great break. Sharp over the top. And Bruce is still down at the other end of the field. Let's have a look at this. Well, you can't see really from that slow motion, but Bruce is still down in trouble. And the referee not allowing a trainer on. The game goes on. Good break by Lee Sharp, though.
It was a good effort, actually, just over the bar, but he struck it very sweetly.
Mal Donaghy warming up just in case Steve Bruce can't carry on. I think he's just winded, actually. A free kick to Montpellier.
I think it caught him in a nasty place, Brian.
Yes.
Certainly wasn't his hand, anyway.
Exactly. Jim McGregor tried to get on, the United physio, but hasn't been allowed on. Ball out of play, a goal kick. So you can see Mal Donaghy warming up. Seeley with the goal kick. 7 minutes to go to the interval. Souverain's header. Up goes Ince. In goes Robson. Now, Robson played the ball, and he had to play the ball. It was the Montpellier player, I thought, Gary, who was ducking in on that one. Robson, though, gets penalised.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Brian, but that's the way this referee plays the game, and many other referees on the continent, as I said early on, and that's clearly going to be a bit of a problem.
Blanc playing the ball wide on the far side. Irwin holding up his man well. Bruce comes to Phelan. McClare. Phelan, who's made some good breaks down that right side, Phelan. But he's stopped that time by Coleter.
Both United's wide men actually are getting quite involved in the game in the last 15-20 minutes and causing Montpellier problems.
Free kick given to Manchester United with 5 minutes of the first half remaining. A foul on Mike Phelan. A chance for Irwin to hoist a long ball in towards Pallister, who's up, Bruce, who's up, Robson's in there, McClare, Hughes, Phelan's just outside the box, Sharp's in there too. Now what can United do? It's a long one towards Pallister. Pallister's header gets it, and again. But Montpellier get it away. Souverain will complete the clearance. Not very effectively, though. Tangle with Sharp. And what's been given?
Surprise, surprise, a free kick to Montpellier.
A free kick to Montpellier. Four minutes to half-time, still 0-0. Up goes Pallister. Blackmore. Fetish. An unfair challenge by Hughes. Another free kick to Montpellier. Jobert. Ince closing very quickly on him. And Ince has done some good work in the midfield, but he's penalised here, presumably for holding Jobert. A free kick to Montpellier. Well, maybe you would think at home that was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but the free kick's gone to Montpellier, and here's Thetis. Garcia's pulled away on the far side a little bit, but here's Jobert. Hit in firmly. Sharp gets it away. Up to Hughes. LeBlanc, rather Blanc towering above him. Hughes took a bang on the head there. McClare nicely on his chest. Tried to play it towards Phelan. And back by Coleter to goalkeeper Balade. They won't be displeased, actually, Manchester United, with the way they played so far, Gary Lineker.
No, they soaked up the early pressure, and they've come back, certainly the best side in the last 15-20 minutes, and I think the signs are good for the second half. And I think the longer the game goes on, the more they'll probably push Brian McClare up to support Mark Hughes.
Robson going in, Ince going in, sorry, Gary. Robson again. Ince is still down, it's with Valderrama. And Ince is still down. Valderrama's ball there towards Jobert. Robson getting it away, but there's no red shirt there. And Hughes there. And Souverain, in fact, putting the ball into touch because Ince is clearly in a bit of trouble. A good sporting gesture there by the Dutchman. Clearly in a lot of pain, Paul Ince. And he'd been having a good game through that midfield. He'd been nicking in, making some good interceptions.
He has.
Nice,
He's been working
passing.
very hard, Brian. I think what he might have done there was skid along the pitch and took his skin off, the grass burn you were talking about earlier with Steve Bruce. Because the pitch is very hard.
Alex Ferguson, who's, of course, already won this competition with Aberdeen back in 1983, a memorable night when they beat Real Madrid in Gothenburg.
Yeah, he'll be hoping to repeat that.
That's where they were standing in there, shouting their heads off some 3 hours before the kick-off tonight.
I think they've got tired. Look, they've gone quiet all of a sudden.
But it's a really passionate crowd. A waiter in a restaurant was telling me last night, he said, the first thing we worry about here is food, the second thing we worry about is rugby, and football comes down the list. But to be honest with you, the crowd here tonight have really been fanatical. There's a bunch of the Manchester United fans. About 1,500 of them have come over. They're in 2 separate enclosures.
Yeah, I think it's probably a bit worse than a grass burn, actually. He's been down too long for that, I would think. I'm probably mistaken. This looks like it might be bad news for Manchester United.
And Lee Martin beginning to strip off. That presumably might mean that he goes to left back, his normal position, and Clayton Blackmore goes into the midfield. It's a blow for United. He just signed a new contract, an extension, I think it's a 1-year extension to his contract, Paul Ince. And had just begun to find his scoring boots again after so long. He scored at Southampton and really had got in some good positions. There he goes in there, as you say, Gary. It looked as though it might have been a grass burn from that particular shot, but it's obviously something more severe than that. So Lee Martin and Danny Wallace there. Maybe Jim McGregor's done the work. Maybe Paul Ince will be able to carry on, but certainly quite a lengthy stoppage.
New pair of shorts going out. Perhaps they were trying to sew them up.
Well, you get the impression there that possibly there's the
Actually,
with Lucchesi, I think it is.
Yeah, I think his leg just went over the top and perhaps caught him on the upper thigh.
Well, they've every reason, Manchester United fans, to be quite satisfied with the way their team are playing at the moment. As Gary Lineker was saying in the last quarter of an hour, they've looked slightly the better side, and when you work it out, Montpellier, the home side, one early save from Les Sealy, and really apart from that, nothing. Shot at Danny Wallace.
That's true, and I think everybody will be cheering United on back in England tonight. It's an important result, not only for Manchester United, but for English football, because the more success our teams have in Europe, the more teams we can get back into Europe next season or the season after, because it's done on a points accumulating system where, and unfortunately, we've been out a while.
There we can see the injury to Paul Ince. A real, there might be a stud mark right up the side of that right thigh, and
I don't think he'll be on for very long.
That's some effort to go on with that. You don't think he'll be on for very long?
No, I mean, he looks to be really struggling there. And it looks a hell of a mess from this distance.
Yeah.
But going back to what I was saying, if English clubs to get points, you have to do well in the competition. Say if United won it, they get extra points, which would give us an advantage of getting more teams back in Europe, which is, of course, everybody wants.
And United know, of course, that the only way they can continue playing in Europe next season is to win this competition, winning the Rumbelows Cup. Sadly for them, or for Sheffield Wednesday, it doesn't give them a place in Europe next season.
True.
Ince trying manfully to run off that nasty scar down the right side, and obviously is in an awful lot of pain. But United still carrying this battle to Montpellier. A throw by Clayton Blackmore up to his great pal Mark Hughes. They're absolutely inseparable. That's not Alex Ferguson, let me remind you. A couple of proud Welshmen, Blackmore and Hughes. Blackmore with the throw. A knock on there. Might come to Lee Sharp. Lamalt getting it away. Pallister doubling back. Needs to have the legs of Jobert here, and shepherds the ball into touch for a throw to Manchester United. Clayton Blackmore, I noticed when he came training yesterday, born in Neath, of course, with a Neath rugby T-shirt on. Proud of his roots, and here he is with a free kick. Up towards Mark Hughes. Beaten by Thetis in the air, but now a free kick for Manchester United. Some 10, 12 yards outside the penalty area. Hughes is down, but he'll get up. We're well into injury time, some 4 minutes of it, of course, basically because of the Paul Ince injury. Blackmore strikes a tremendous ball, and just 3 in the wall, including Valderrama. Blackmore's shot, and it's in there! United have scored! A wonderful breakthrough for Manchester United. Clayton Blackmore. Well, we said it was a rifling shot that he's had in his locker. And what about this? Gary Lineker.
It was a great strike. I don't think the goalkeeper will be too pleased with himself. Although it's from a long distance, it was straight at him, and it's just gone straight through his body and his arms.
Fantastic blow. Now, for a start, we know that if it stays this way, as we look at it again, and we can look at it again and again, I'm sure all Manchester United fans, to the back of the net there, concerned now on the Montpellier bench.
Barabé's made an awful hash of that one.
Bruce gets it away.
Perfect timing just before half-time.
Superb. Apart from 1,500 Manchester United fans, the place went absolutely silent then. Phelan gets it away. Up towards Mark Hughes. The half-time whistle. Manchester United are in the lead. It's a brilliant breakthrough for them from Clayton Blackmore right on half-time. So there's going to be plenty to savour now in the second half. In a moment, we should be getting the views of Jimmy Greaves with Elton Welsby. But now we take from Montpellier a short break.
Yeah. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Well, so far so good for Manchester United. They're 2-1 up on aggregate, and they've also wiped out Montpellier's away goal advantage that the French club started with, Jim.
They have. It was a good, solid performance by Manchester United first half. They were very patient, and this was their reward for patience. A great shot. I mean, it's a long way for anybody to take a free kick. And Clayton Blackmore decided on the grand slam. And there it goes. Yeah, I mean, the goalkeeper's got a lot to answer for, but the ball probably moved in the air a bit. But nevertheless, it is a goalkeeping error.
Blackmore actually started their European campaign, Jim, with a howitzer against Pecci Munkas.
You're quite right, Elton. Yeah, and that's a good goal and good reward for Manchester United. They've not been helped by the referee. They've not been helped by the way that Montpellier have played. It's been difficult for them, but they've kept their patience. They've kept their cool, and it's gone right for them.
Actually, they've concentrated very well, haven't they? Because it was the 49th minute of the first half,
right.
Actually, when that goal
it was
scored.
indeed because of the Ince injury, but they have kept their composure. They've done well to a man. One
bad point really was the booking to Brian Robson, because if they do get into the semi-finals, then he'll miss the first.
Well, unfortunately, Brian's beginning to make us all wince now. With these tackles of his, he seems to be getting involved more and more where he shouldn't be, and you can't help feeling that maybe because he probably hasn't got the pace that he had.
Jim, can I cut in for a moment?
Involved.
Because we've just heard from Montpellier that Paul Ince will not start the second half, that Lee Martin will be on.
I should think, looking at that tackle from this studio, Elton, I think we could have told anybody that. It was a stud's job, straight over the top. It was the worst tackle in the half, and the referee didn't even book the guy or anything, and you can see what it is. It was, I felt it was an intentional foul. It was straight over the top, and it was a bad decision by the referee, bad tackle by the Montpellier player. Pretty obvious that Paul Ince can't go on with an injury like that.
Do you think that Lee Martin will play at full-back and Clayton Blackpool will move into midfield now? Or?
Why not? I mean, Lee Martin, that's his position. Why not? I can't see any reason why. I think putting Clayton Blackmore in the middle of the field actually will probably strengthen United's hand.
Well, United hold a very strong hand at the moment in Montpellier. They lead by a goal to nil. That's a 2-1 aggregate, 45 minutes away, possibly, from a place in the European Cup Winners' Cup semi-finals. Join us again for the second half, right after the break. Jim, events near the end of the first half overshadowing what happened right at the start of the half when Montpellier almost scored, almost as quickly as United did in the first leg.
They did indeed, actually. It was a very well-worked move down the line, and he cuts inside, beats Stevie Bruce, tees out well, and that's a good save from Les Sealey, because if that had gone in, that would have spelt trouble for Manchester United. But it was a well-worked move, one of the few that we've seen from Montpellier, we have to say that. They've actually, to say they've not been a good side would be what we were talking about before the start. They're proving that they're not good. I think what Manchester United must do is that they mustn't rest on their laurels. They've got to turn around and say, look, lads, we've got this in the bag now. Let's go forward, and I'm sure that they can get another one.
Probably the most experienced European campaigner of all time in this country, Bob Paisley, always used to say, you're always going to have to weather a storm in the first 20 minutes when you're playing away from home, but if you can quieten the crowd down and maybe get everybody a little bit edgy, you're doing your job.
They weathered... They didn't have much of a storm to weather, in fairness. They played the first 30 minutes with great composure, and they did exactly what they wanted to do, which was command the situation. Now they've done that, I think they can go forward this half and play good, solid football the way that Manchester United can play it, because I really don't see them having to sort of get themselves into a position where they've got to defend in numbers against this side.
Before the first leg, we were told that Jobert was a particularly good player on the counter-attack. I wonder whether he's better away than he is at home. I mean, this is an incident, but very few that he's been involved in.
It's an interesting argument, Elton. He certainly has been closer marked in this match, in actual fact, than he was at Manchester United, because I think where United, in their desperation, were going forward, they gave him a lot of room at Old Trafford, but they haven't given him that sort of room tonight.
Who's really sort of impressed you in there for United, Jim?
For United, they all have. I think defensively, Pallister has done a great job. Mark Hughes has not really been in it. He's been up there on his own. He's had to battle alone. I'd like to see them come and join him more, because I think they can play off of him.
And they've denied Valderrama space as well, haven't they?
I think Valderrama's denied himself space. He's not really put himself out very much, has he? Let's be fair about it. He hasn't wasted too much energy, and I think that. They've kept him quiet, but he's kept himself quiet as much as anybody else. But Stevie Bruce has done well. Clayton Blackmore has had a solid game. They all have, and there's no reason now to suspect that they can crack.
Right, well, 35 minutes certainly for Lee Martin to bury the terrible memory of his own goal in the first leg and put that behind him. He's on for the start of the second half in place of Paul Ince. Let's rejoin Gary Lineker and Brian Moore.
Thanks again, Elton and Jimmy. Yes, Lee Martin is on at the left back. Clayton Blackmore is now slotted into a central midfield position alongside Brian Robson. And Manchester United are proud holders of a one-goal lead in this game, and on aggregate as well. The referee just pausing for a moment to get the militia off the field. Are you quite as optimistic as Jimmy Greaves about United's task in the second half?
Well, I am. I think United have done the job so far and done it very well. I think he's been a little bit unfair on the French team. I personally don't think they're a bad side. I think they've got some very good players. I think the sweeper and the three players up front are always going to be dangerous, particularly Jobert and Valderrama with his little passes. That's the way he plays the game. So I don't think we should underestimate them. And they're perfectly capable, as they showed at Old Trafford, of scoring goals.
Well, away we go then. Hold on your hats for the next 45 minutes. Will Manchester United go into the semi-finals of the European Cup Winners' Cup? Bruce knocking it forward. Lucchesi hustled by Hughes. Leclerc, a nice ball now for Phelan. And in goes Thetis. Just how will Montpellier react, we wonder, to this setback of theirs? It's the first goal they've conceded at home in Europe this season. Owen for Manchester United to Phelan. Across the far side of the goal, just beyond the reach of Lee Sharp and of Mark Hughes. In fact, it wasn't the best of crosses from Mike Phelan, and he's back with the goalkeeper, Barabe. How's he going to react after his error in the 49th minute? Here's Phelan. Here's his cross. Not quite what United required. Of course, it'll be a fantastic money-spinning situation for Manchester United in the semi-finals, with the likes of Barcelona and Juventus, Sampdoria, heavily involved in the last stages of the Cup Winners' Cup. Valderrama, the little ball through now. And well, that looked like a dive, and the referee interpreted it as a dive by Coletaire. He got up quickly enough. Bruce finding Hughes. Hughes with a good ball and some space ahead of Mike Phelan now. Leclerc's up there. Blackmore's getting in there as well. Now, can Phelan get it across? In comes Blackmore, brought down, a penalty! United now get a penalty! The referee runs away from the Montpellier protests, and United now have a perfect chance to give themselves a cushion of a second goal. There's the incident. Blackmore goes down. Gary Lineker.
Yeah, he came in Mike Phelan, got the ball in there. And Clayton Blackmore's just got his touch before the defender, and the defender's definitely caught him. I don't think you can argue with that.
Steve Bruce, 11 goals this season, 8 of them from the penalty spot. Takes another penalty now as a result of that moment you saw there. A crucial moment for Manchester United. Steve Bruce. It's 2-0. That's what they think about it on the Montpellier bench. They know they have a massive problem now. And United, 2 goals to the good. 3-1 on aggregate. 2 away goals as Bruce now puts the ball unerringly into the corner of the Montpellier net. Superb penalty under pressure.
Yeah, he took it right in the corner.
As a penalty taker yourself, you'll know just what was going through his mind, Gary. And here come United again. Inside for Leclerc. Can't get the ball over, but was it a corner? Leclerc thought it was. The referee's given it, yes.
The only thing that had been going through Steve Bruce's mind, he'd have shut all the crowd out and everything. He'd have just been concentrating on exactly what he was going to do with it and where he was going to hit it.
That was a fantastic moment for him, considering he was doubtful yesterday.
I mean, they're in a great position. Montpellier have got to score 3 goals now.
Keep that little computer going, Gary. There's the corner for United. It was knocked off Pallister's head, though. Blackmore. Blackmore again. Yes, because even if Montpellier get back to 2-2, United go through on the away goals. 3 now is the target for Montpellier in this second half. And one thing is for sure, what your plans might be for later in the evening, I don't know, but there will not now be extra time here. Robson, a little cushioned header. Lee Martin on the far side. Suddenly everything's being given United's way. It was their throw. Robson turning it in. Sharp trying to get it across. Lucchese getting it away.
The home crowd have gone very quiet, Brian.
And a shot that time by Brian Robson over the bar.
Yeah, I think he gave a foul anyway against Brian there, but yeah, the Montpellier crowd have gone from an incredible noise to a deafening silence, and the only people you can hear now are the Manchester United fans.
Quite nice, isn't it?
Very nice.
Up to Seeley. But still, United just have to keep their discipline. Not let Montpellier see any light at the end of a long and dark tunnel for them now. Lucchese being hustled by McClare. It'll put an extra stride into Manchester United's game as well.
Certainly will, and you can actually notice that one or two of the Montpellier players look like the heads have gone down a little bit.
In goes Pallister, fractionally before Joubert, as Valderrama tried to find him. Sharp. Souverain on the far side. And comes Martin. Robson beaten by Blanc. Valderrama finding Blanc. Stopped though by Blackmore. And an offside flag up against Mark Hughes.
Be interesting to see if Valderrama tries to exert himself a little bit more, or he goes into his shell completely. They need somebody with the ability like he has, or Joubert, really, to, if they're going to get back into this game at all.
Shortly going to bring on Jureb on. Daniel Jureb, who came on as a substitute at Old Trafford. You may remember it needed an excellent save by Les Seeley and a kick off the line. I think it was by Blackmore right at the end to present this number 15 scoring a second goal. So Brouard is coming off and Jureb. Striker of great experience for Montpellier. 7 minutes of the second half have ticked by.
Yeah, he's gone straight up front. They've put Garcia on the right side. So it looks like they're really going to go for it with three main attackers now. Plus Valderrama just behind them.
Blanc. There's Phelan cutting it out. McClare. Irwin. No time for silly mistakes, and Irwin's made a fractional one there. Tries to get back. And an offside flag against Garcia. Phelan beaten for the ball there. Jureb again. Irwin gets it away. Up to McClare, lets it run. Up to Hughes. Hughes brought down. And a free kick given. Pallister. Back to Seeley. Don't take chances. Back again to Seeley. Blanc, better header. Thetis getting it back. Just a little nudge with Lee Sharp there. Collater getting the header in before Phelan. Up comes Hughes. Back with Thetis. And he will put it back. No, he won't. He'll put it to Blanc. Look at the work McClare's doing all across that line as well. Chasing everything. Ball out of play for a throw to Montpellier. Souverain wanting to get on with it. And away goes Souverain, the Flying Dutchman there. Gets the ball inside. There's an offside flag up against GREAVES, though. Another free kick to Manchester United. In a way, it makes, I'm sure, United fans just that little more, yes, you can see offside there, just that little more anxious, because there's a big prize now really within their grasp, and if they let it slip now, I mean, it would be unthinkable.
Well, absolutely, and I'm sure, I'm fairly sure as you can be that they won't. They're an organised side. Pallister and Bruce haven't put a foot wrong all night, and I can't see any way back for the French now.
Hughes in for Sharp. The cross by Sharp towards Mike Phelan. There's his header. Saved that time, though, by Barabe. There was a bit of a push there, but again, United making a good move forward down that left-hand flank. Free kick to Montpellier. There's Sharp's cross. And a ledge push there by Mike Phelan. A free kick to Montpellier. Lemote. Arabi, we see him saving again. Meantime, on the far side, Joubert. Souverain. Time the trusty Pallister right boot got it away. Blackmore played it forwards. A free kick for Manchester United. They'll just try to take the heat out of any situation now, just reduce the pace.
There's Mark Hughes. Changes character when he plays this game. Off the field, he's a really quiet lad. When it comes to the game, he's a real battering ram. He spends half his time off the field actually sleeping. He's probably sleep for England, or I should say Wales, actually. So when we were at Barcelona, he was hopeless company. He spent all afternoon sleeping.
Really? Well, he's a fellow who needs his rest and puts it to very good use when he gets on the football field. There's Phelan, there's another one. A throw given to Manchester United. Extraordinary thing, the decisions suddenly seem to be going their way now. There were great groans around me then from the French supporters when that throw was given to United. Phelan gets it back, but played it far too close. Robson is in. That was a handball, clearly by Colleterre. Kicks the ball away. Admonished by the Austrian referee. Free kick to Manchester United. I can't see the point in him kicking it away. United will take their time getting it back, and time is one thing that Montpellier haven't got.
That's right, just a silly bit of frustration that doesn't do his team or himself any good at all.
Dennis Irwin with the free kick for Manchester United. Curled maybe a little too close to the keeper. Only Garcia is up. Pallister may have caught a hand in the face there, but he still found Blackmore. Blackmore in turn. Tripped there by Souverain. A free kick again to Manchester United. 13 minutes now gone by of the second half. United needing to stay firm for another half an hour or so. Blackmore with the free kick. He's driven it in again, and it needed a good save by Barabe.
Clayton Blackmore's a lovely strike of the ball. I mean, that was a fabulous effort, and the keeper who made a hash of the first one made quite a good save that time.
Blackmore, remember, scored with a rasping drive in the very first European game this season. Here we see this one again against Pekshi Munkash at Old Trafford. And if you've just joined us, Manchester United leading by 2-0 here in the south of France against Montpellier. A goal after 49 minutes of the first half, right on half-time. Goal by Clayton Blackmore, and then early in the second half, a penalty by Steve Bruce. To lead 3-1 on aggregate. And now Garcia trying to get in behind them. Not a lot of support out there for him, and red shirts all around him. And it's Lee Sharp who gets it away. Leclerc gets it away.
The whole United team really working hard. Lee Sharp getting, of all people, getting right back to clear the danger there.
It's been that sort of performance tonight for them. And there's Joubert. A poor effort in the end. Shadowed all the way there across that penalty area by Mike Phelan. And a goal kick for Manchester United by Les Sealy.
Brian Robson actually said to me before the game that they didn't think Jobert would be the threat tonight that he was in the home game. He thought there'd be less space for him at home, with United being a bit tighter. And it's proved up to now to be the case.
Valderrama. Robson's after him. That was a handball by Robson. Feeling optimistic. He thought it was a free kick for Manchester United. That's a good ball. Played for Jobert. Gireb's waiting in the middle. Knocked away beautifully there by Lee Sharp. Again back in defence. Blanc now keeping the challenge going for Montpellier. Good play though by Lee Martin. Up to Hughes. Now in for Robson. Pallister couldn't quite get to that one. Garcia. Thought about a shot, then the back heel. In goes Robson, didn't quite get to it. Claims for a penalty. Austrian referee says no thanks. But a throw to Montpellier on the far side. They've raised the pace a little bit, Montpellier now, offering a little bit of a threat now to Manchester United. What do you think, Gary?
No, I think it was, I mean, he was very low going for the ball. I would say that was probably a 50-50 clash.
In the meantime, while you were on all those replays, the ball had gone behind for a goal kick to Manchester United, which Les Sealey will take. We're just past the 15-minute mark of the second half. Free kick to Montpellier. Blanc with it. Solitaire. It's Bruce going in. Jobert. But a foul that time by Irwin on Jobert, and it'll be a free kick. Leclerc threw the ball, or rather kicked the ball away. The referee wasn't happy with that. The free kick's been given. Solitaire will take it. Very deep towards Blanc. That could have been dangerous. But it was too high even for him and for Pallister. Souvrein's done well here, though. Crossed another good ball in there. And Sealey up under great pressure for that one. Whacked away, though, by Bruce, but the whistle had gone for a foul on Sealey. Hughes brings it away, making out that he doesn't know, kicks it a little further, which has angered the crowd. This is the ball that was hoisted in. You were trying to, while I was looking at that, Gary, attracted my attention to, well, there.
Yeah, Jobert started messing around with Les Sealey, a bit of frustration creeping in amongst the Montpellier players. Not happy about that decision.
And one or two of them having words with Mark Hughes for kicking the ball away as well. But at the end of it all, it's Sealey who gets it away safely for Manchester United. Hughes playing a good ball wide. There's the faithful Phelan going forward again. Solitaire after him. And the Frenchman did well. Gets the ball along the line to Jobert. That was a good ball he played as well. Jobert forward, cut out nicely by Bruce. The two central defenders have had a tiring game for Manchester United tonight, Pallister and Bruce.
I think Jobert might have done something nasty there. Probably his groin, actually.
Well, that'll be a blow for them if he has to go. They have another striker on the bench, Garand. But it looks to me as though, yes, he's struggling a little bit. But Hughes now finding Phelan again. Solitaire goes down, claims he was shoved. The referee agrees this time, and a free kick's given to Montpellier. All this taking time. We're coming towards the 20-minute mark. And a substitution. I think Jobert is coming off. Bruce. Phelan. Jobert out-jumped. Robson gets it forward. Solitaire gets it back to Valderrama. Robson sticking so close to Valderrama, giving him so little room, but Valderrama nonetheless found Gireb. Robson gets it back now to Irwin. Hit forward again. Blanc there. Up goes Hughes. In comes McClare. Just gets a touch to it. But outnumbered 4-1 there in that Montpellier defence.
Actually, Valderrama's been basically non-existent this half. If it wasn't for his hair, you'd never notice him.
United get it forwards.
Actually, they say that the village in Colombia, where Valderrama's from, the whole village has got the same hairstyle.
The long ball forward. Up goes Garcia.
Personally, I think it clashes with his shorts a bit.
Come clean. That was a story we were told this afternoon on the ground here, and you said, I'm going to get that in on the commentary before you can.
Absolutely. I gave you a chance. I gave you the first half, Brian.
Up goes Hughes again. Collater got the header, and that came off Owen. It'll be, now they're going to make the substitution, Montpellier, and it is Jobert who's coming off, who was such a threat in that first game at Old Trafford. Hasn't been quite the threat tonight, except in the opening minutes. And indeed it is Garand who is on. Himself is an experienced striker, some 30 years old, with a lot of experience in the French First Division. Valderrama. Here's Irwin. The long ball forward. Now they're testing the pace of Lee Sharp. Souverain is stuck with him. Leclerc's up there. Hughes is up there. Martin plays it in short, but it goes straight to Montpellier player. The whistle's gone for a free kick to Montpellier. Valderrama. Up to Garcia. And back by McClare to Seeley. The impression there that the Frenchman kept his boot in, and indeed it's a free kick.
Actually, Garcia's been the one Montpellier player who's really tried to do something about it since they've went 2-0 down. He's really starting to run at players and causing United a few problems at the back.
Thetis all over Hughes, quite properly a free kick given. Thetis falls holding his head. Manchester United will just take their time. There's no need for them to hurry. Blackmore had a look at it, decided that Pallister would take it. Phelan's away on the right-hand side here. McClare's made a darting little run in towards the penalty area. There is Brian McClare. But Lucchesi gets it away, up to Garcia. Collater. Sharp. Hughes, a lovely bit of skill there. Took it on his chest superbly while he was still in mid-air. Another foul there by Thetis and another free kick for Manchester United. United leading by 2-0 here in Montpellier. 3-1 on aggregate as Robson now tries to get Sharp away again. Blackmore's made a break into the middle. Sharp still. There's the cross coming in, and Hughes was almost on the end of that one. They've really been unsure of themselves on those crosses once or twice tonight, Montpellier.
They've caused them problems. I said if they could get behind them early on in the game, they'd cause them problems, and they've done that consistently in the second half. Mark Hughes just got his head there. I think that was foot up. If he'd been outside the box, I think he might have given a free kick.
Some excellent work down that left flank by Lee Sharp. Free kick for Montpellier. Here's Carlos Valderrama. Lamotte. Lucchesi. Taken out by Irwin. Thetis being pursued by Hughes. Irwin has injured himself in getting to that ball and making that clearance. Here's Sharp again. And they whack the ball deep into the Montpellier half. Hopefully getting it into touch as well to make sure now that, if necessary, Irwin can get some treatment, but he's on his feet again. Corey McMenemy in the crowd tonight. Graham Taylor's right-hand man. He will certainly have been impressed with some of the work of Lee Sharp down that left-hand side. This is Bruce underneath this one, but Garcia just beat him to that one. Coletaire gets the ball in. Irwin stops it. 20 minutes now remaining. Manchester United just 20 minutes away from the semi-finals of the Cup Winners' Cup if they can just keep their discipline going. Remember, Montpellier need 3 goals in 20 minutes. And a yellow card. Let's have a look at that. The referee getting between the Montpellier players and Thetis for the challenge on Mark Hughes. Gets a yellow card.
I don't think it'll hurt Mark Hughes. He's got the biggest ankles in football, same size as his thighs. He can take an awful lot of stick.
From where we were sitting, you couldn't, because we couldn't see because of the benches there. Let's have a look at it now. Yes, took him pretty heftily from behind. And a worthy yellow card for the Montpellier number 4. Here's Hughes battling again with him. Robson trying to get in before Valderrama. Robson with the back heel, a cheeky one, but Thetis is there, gets it back carefully to goalkeeper Barabe. Alistair's header, up goes Sharp, away goes McClare. Blanc getting across, but Sharp's made a terrific break and he's just been caught fractionally offside. Up goes Bruce. In goes Hughes. Didn't quite work for him though. Thetis got there fractionally before in that time. But there's a referee's whistle.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. He's actually spat at Mark Hughes there. I saw it happen.
And it's got to be a red card then.
I think it will.
It's got to be a red card because he's already been booked, and Thetis will go off. That was a good spot, Gary. Thetis, who got a yellow card less than 2 minutes ago, gets a red card now. And so for the second time, Montpellier are reduced to 10 men.
There's nothing worse than that. That's the most revolting thing to do to anybody. I just happened to catch my eye off the ball incident, and I happened to see it straight in his eye. And second time Mark Hughes, tackle on Mark Hughes or an incident with Mark Hughes is resulting in the sending off. Not made him any more popular with the Montpellier crowd.
They're down to 10 men now, and really United must forge a place in the semi-finals now. 2-0 up on the night, 3-1 up on aggregate, playing Montpellier down to 10 men. But Montpellier looking to find Garcia again. Bruce holding them up well, supported by Pallister. Here's Irwin, forward now to McClare, not forward again to Mark Hughes. Now will he take on Blanc? Still with Hughes, left foot shot, and a good save. Some lovely play by Hughes. And Lucchesi also now in trouble for Montpellier. So they've just got 9 fit men on the field. Blackmore, forward he goes. And of course, Montpellier already have 2 substitutes on, so Lucchesi's just got to soldier on. Lee Martin's header up to Lee Sharp.
Lucchesi's actually back on the field now.
Back on the field now, yeah. Valderrama. Long. Now this could be the danger. The ball there. But Valderrama. Put away that time by Blackmore. Up to McClare. Hughes is up there with him. Sharp's just inside. He's got a choice here as he finds Robson on the far side. with a little over a quarter of an hour left. Lee Sharp brought down a free kick.
Yeah, they're losing their heads a little bit now. They know that they're out of the Cup Winners' Cup. Frustration's creeping in. They're doing things that they otherwise wouldn't do.
Lamalt was the guilty man there.
The important thing for United now is that they don't get involved with this silly business and to make sure that they don't get any suspensions for the next round.
That's right. They're already without Brian Robson for the first game of the semi-finals. They must make sure they get no more yellow cards. Quite right. Bruce has gone up for this one, but Blanc beat him in the air. But here's Bruce again. Just got to play it nice and sensibly and safe and secure. And the glorious opportunity in the semi-final of the Cup Winners' Cup will be theirs. Just a quarter of an hour left of this game. Valderrama. Lamalt. Knocked forward there. Cut out by Clayton Blackmore. Played in for Phelan. Robson's waiting in the middle, but I don't think it'll get to Robson. That's against the post there by Blackmore. And now Sharp. Sharp! And he hurried himself, and he's annoyed with himself, and that could have been so easily 3-0.
Actually, it just bobbled for him, Brian, as he went to hit it.
Just as he was about to strike it.
Sometimes you can't do anything about that. If that happens...
But really, at that moment, they looked totally demoralised at the back.
Yeah, great shot from Clayton Blackmore there, hitting the post. And Lee Sharp...
Offside against Garcia.
As you see here. Lee Sharp intercepts the ball, cuts in, nicks it past the goalkeeper. And there it is, the ball. And if that happens, there's nothing you can do.
Alistair. Good play there by Valderrama, but also good play there by Gary Pallister. My goodness, what a game he's had again tonight. Lee Martin up to Sharp. Just caught his hand there, but it was accidental. The referee realised that. The game goes on. It's with Lamalt. Now for Blanc. Lamalt. Valderrama. Garcia.
Clayton Blackmore's actually been all over the field. Since Lee Martin came on, he went at left back, and Clayton Blackmore went back into midfield, where he's equally at home and has caused a lot of problems for Montpellier. In fact, every Manchester United player has been tremendous tonight.
A free kick to Montpellier. Must have been a little push there by Lee Martin on Garcia. Just need to defend well here. Valderrama will take it. Looping one in towards Blanc, but again Pallister was there at the expense of a corner. Alec Ferguson's Manchester United side with 11 men now back in the penalty area. And it was Robson with a header, providing Montpellier with another corner. Throwing themselves at that one. United just a little slow to decide who was going to make that clearance, and eventually it comes to Irwin, and he's hit a real long one there. But he's out of touch for another throw. Collier, closed down by McClare. Only if he clips it forward, which he's done, he'll find Hughes there. Sharp streaming forward as well for Hughes. Here's Robson. Clayton Blackmore just wide of him. Robson thought about the shot first off, plays the 1-2 with Clayton Blackmore. Robson claimed he was barred from going to get that return ball. Referee said no foul. GREAVES in there. Phelan there. Garcia knocking it sideways. Bruce, no doubt, will knock it back. 11 minutes are left.
Montpellier do appear to have thrown in the towel. I think if there's going to be a goal, I can only see it going United's way now.
Up goes Hughes. Here's Casey. Garcia making the break. Will he get in behind? Bruce. Well, he had a chance to make something of it. Nothing came of it except a goal kick for Manchester United.
Yeah, he's the only threat in the second half, Garcia. The only one that's caused them any problems at all.
Stuff raining down towards there's Sealy at the moment.
Nearly proved me dreadfully wrong there, Brian.
Yes, I wish you wouldn't tempt Providence, and I thought Greaves was doing that at half-time, but you're both absolutely right, and United are sitting very, very pretty indeed at the moment. Lucchese caught in possession. Lamotte knocking it forward to Valderrama. Ten minutes now left. Souverain with a throw. Surem. In goes Robson, quite happy to shepherd that one over for another goal kick. Well, I'm sure all football fans at home are rejoicing at the form and the performance of Manchester United, which has been really excellent here tonight. And
there you go, even foreign managers have gold bracelets.
I think that was the president, actually.
Was it? He probably can afford it.
Sharp. Hughes. Turned well. Just nicks it away from Valderrama. Sweeps it wide here for McClair. Irwin's gone down the right for Brian McClair. But it's given away, and it's Blanc who has left his defensive duties now to get forward more and more. Valderrama. Didn't come off that little back heel. And it's back with Les Sealy. And plenty of space ahead now for Lee Martin. Blackmore. Foul on Blackmore. I suppose really, apart from that one exceptional night when Manchester United went in the Rumbelows Cup and beat Arsenal 6-2 just before Christmas, there can't have been a better performance by them this season overall, Gary. I mean, it's been a terrific night. Well, it is at the moment for English football. Let's hope it continues that way. But it really has been a superb all-round performance by United.
Yeah, it has. I think we'll be careful not to fall into the trap of criticising the French team too much, because don't worry, these are not a bad side. These have beaten PSV and Steaua Bucharest, two of the strongest teams in Europe. And they've come here tonight having things go against them in the first leg, and they've given a great performance and thoroughly deserve their 2-goal lead.
And also with no decisions going their way in that crucial first quarter of an hour when they could easily have become so frustrated. They kept their composure, they kept their cool, they did everything right. And then those 2 goals, one by Clayton Blackmore, 4 minutes into injury time at the end of the first half, and the penalty by Stephen Bruce early in the second half. Up to Robson. Flick on by him towards McClair, but Colater was there first. Valderrama getting it through. And a long-range shot, well wide of the goal again. By Juré.
Had a good double over the French this week, haven't we, with the rugby and now this?
Indeed. Also the promise of quite a good journey home, with Manchester United to leave about an hour after the final whistle to go back to Manchester tonight. Robson. Alistair. It should be a very pleasant journey, Gary. I think you're joining us on it, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Owen. Hughes. This is Colater. The long ball forward, but not nearly accurate enough. Six minutes left. Owen gets it back. Lucchese. Hustled by Phelan. Came off Hughes, so it'll be a Montpellier throw. Blackmore gets it away. French beginning to stream homewards. A night of big disappointment. They came with such high hopes. Blackmore gets it away, up to Sharp. The feet were high on Blackmore. Another free kick to Manchester United. 5 minutes of the game left. It'll be a free kick to Gary Pallister. And straight through to goalkeeper Barabé. Knocked on nicely there. And Garcia's in there. And chance for Montpellier here. Girev went down. The referee looked closely at it, but decided there was nothing untoward. Let's have a quick word with Jimmy Greaves. Good evening to you, James, back in London.
Evening, Brian.
I was slightly worried when you were so optimistic at half-time, but you were absolutely right.
I have to get one right very occasionally, you know, old soldier. And judging from dear old Blighty here, it's been a super performance by Manchester United. Highly disciplined, a lot of skill and imagination. They've shown far greater superiority than Montpellier, who, quite frankly, look very stereotyped, Brian. They've tried nothing different. They've been very, very much in their shadows. Their heads have dropped since the second goal was scored, and United have dominated, really. It's been a great performance by them, and we're all very happy here.
Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, just under 4 minutes to go now. 2-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate. Garcia with a header, and a good shot by Girev straight at Les Sealy. When you work it out, the home side really have hardly stung Sealy's hands throughout this night. Early on, the one good save, and really after that, hardly a difficult save to make.
No, he made one there that was fairly easy save for him, but you've got to give United credit for that. It's a performance, a terrific performance in difficult circumstances, in a volatile atmosphere. They've acquitted themselves very well, and they've not had any problems all night, really. Just a couple of breaks. The goalkeeper's error, just to give them that vital lead, was probably the real turning point in the game.
Now they're just playing it around carefully, almost casually, sometimes with a little bit of arrogance to it. Here's Hughes. How he'd love to get on the score sheet, but there's Blackmore trying to keep it going. Oh, Hughes will take it. A little touch there for Lee Martin, just really playing out time now. Blackmore in again to Lee Martin. A back heel again for Lee Martin. The cross comes in, and the whistle has gone. And it'll be a free kick to Montpellier. About 2.5 minutes left. The only disappointment for Manchester United, Brian Robson picking up that second yellow card. Paul Ince going off injured at half-time with a gash down a leg. Other than that, it's been a night really of unrelieved joy for them, because they've performed so well. Blackmore to Hughes, trod on the ball for a moment. Lucchesi getting in there, gets it to Lamotte. Up gets Lucchesi, and a free kick, in fact, given Manchester United's way. There's no Barclays bubbly here, but I wonder if...
oh, don't put any pressure on me, Brian, now. I wasn't even thinking about that tonight.
Tell you what, there are several nominations, aren't there? That's for sure.
I think we should give it to Manchester United.
Excellent choice.
And they can share the champagne on their flight home, which no doubt they will have a glass or two.
Sealy, the long ball forward. We're coming to the last minute now. And I would think Montpellier just want to get off the field now. It's a night of huge disappointment, a real letdown for them. And for their president. Irwin with the throw for United. Up to Phelan. Here's his cross it again. Lebolt gets it away, not very far. Jure plays it forward. Garcia's on the chase again. Martin gets it back. Very assured indeed. Back to Les Seeley. A throw out to Bruce. One of the real big heroes of the day.
I'll tell you who will be pleased tonight is that Lee Martin. After that own goal, he'd have thought about that for the rest of his life if they hadn't gone through, but that'll be completely out of his mind now, and he'll probably be the happiest man on the flight home.
Thought for a moment that was the final whistle. The referee, in fact, has looked hard at his watch. It's an offside against Mark Hughes, a free kick. We're now playing time added on for injuries at the end of 90 minutes. Lamolt. Souverain. Nothing can stop United now. Garcia. Just coming in towards Jureb. And McClare gets that one away. Referee looks at the watch again. The final whistle, and Manchester United go into the semi-finals of the European Cup Winners' Cup. A marvellous performance here in the south of France tonight. A goal by Clayton Blackmore. 4 minutes into injury time at the end of the first half, and then a Steve Bruce penalty early in the second half really sealed it. They dominated the game with a performance of great professionalism and great patience, and with the goals that inevitably came their way. Montpellier hugely disappointed, and it's Manchester United then. The good news from Montpellier, they are in the semi-finals of the Cup Winners' Cup. Good night to you from Montpellier.
Thanks very much indeed, Brian. What a really marvellous night for English football, Jim.
I think that'll do us, won't it? It was more than satisfactory. In fact, it was superb.
Indeed it was. Good night, everybody. Good night.
So here we go, Colin. Round 2. Choose a subject for Anne.
Showbiz, please.
Showbiz. Come on, Anne. Shouldn't be any problem for you.
50, Jim.
£50 you have.
Well done.
For a further £50, Colin, which actor plays Ken Barlow in Coronation Street?
William Roach.
William Roach gives you another £50. Well done. We move on. Richard for George.
Words, please, Jim.
Words. Come on, George. Words we'll have, please.
50.
£50. They're not being tempted by that bullseye. I think they're being very sensible. Here we go, Richard. For £50, what name is given to an auctioneer's hammer or mallet?
A gavel.
A gavel is right. Well done, Richard. You're looking good. Now then, Paul.
Affairs, please.
Affairs we'd like, Brian.
50.
£50. He's done all the damage he wants to do. He's playing sensibly. Well played, Brian. For another £50 for you now, Paul. What is the name of the space telescope sent into orbit in April 1990? You've no light on, you're OK.
The Hemmel, is it?
It's not. But there's a light on, Richard.
The Hubble.
Is right, sir, for £50. Well played. Which gives us the scores at the end of game 2. £180 for Anne and Colin. £260 for George and Richard, and Brian and Paul, £250. Well done. £100 a question. All very close. The categories left, there are just the 4, and they're isolated, so the dart players must be very careful. Colin, for Anne?
History, please, Jim.
History we'd like.
100.
£100. Well done, Anne. Very good game. Colin, for a further £100, in which Scottish valley were the MacDonald clan massacred by the Campbell clan, assisted by English troops?
Glencoe.
Without me saying in 1692 is absolutely correct. The massacre of Glencoe, £100. We move on. Richard.
Britain, please, Jim.
Britain we'd like. George. Britain.
50.
Still playing it cautiously, and I think quite sensibly. Another £100 for you, Richard, if you can tell me this. Which group of around 140 islands includes St Mary's, Tresco and Briar in its 5 inhabited islands?
The Orkneys.
I can offer it across to Paul.
Is it the Hebrides?
It's not. I can see how you were doing it, but in fact it was the other group, the Scilly Isles. All right, we move on. Paul, choose for Brian.
Places, please.
Places we'd like, Brian, please.
Yes, £50, Jim.
Safety again, right. 50 half. For £100, what is the name of the small independent state situated high in the Pyrenees between France and Spain? And there's a light on.
Is it Monaco?
It's not Monaco, but for £100, Colin...
Andorra.
Andorra gives you a £100 bonus, which gives us the scores at the end of game 1. £480 for Anne and Colin, £310 for George and Richard, and £300 for Brian and Paul. You're all doing very, very well. We move on to game 2. Here, the 3 dart players compete in 3 rounds of darts against each other to win for their partner a question. And the value of that question is the winning score. It's pounds for points. We could lose a fortune here. Over to Tony.
Right you are, Anne. First round. 20. 20. Another 20, 60, very consistent. Right, George, 60 to beat. 5. 1. Another 1, 7. Not to worry. 60 to beat, Brian. 20. Treble 20. And 20, 100, which takes the first round.
Well played. Good, well done. You boys really are playing well. Now, this is for £100, Paul, and it does get you to within snapping distance of Anne and Colin. We'll give you £400 in all if you can tell me this. What type of fruit is a sturmer, spelled S-T-U-R-M-E-R?
Is it an apple?
Are you asking me or telling me?
Telling you.
You're telling me? I'm telling you, you've got £100. Well done. Gives us £480, playing £310, playing £400. Ooh, back to Tony.
Right you are, Anne. It's double 1. Treble 20. And 20, 82. Well done. Okay, George, 82 to beat. Treble 20. 20. And 20, 100. Brian, 100 to beat. 20. 20. And 20, 60. The second round to George on 100, Jim.
OK, Richard, it's worth £100 to you, which puts you well within winning distance here. Watch your bonus lights as well. What name was given to the form of jazz music popularised in the mid-50s by Lonnie Donegan?
Skiffle.
Skiffle gives you £100. Gives us, look at this before the last round, £480 for Anne and Colin, £410 for George and Richard, and £400 for Brian and Paul. Well done. Back to Tony.
20. 20. Another 20. You've thrown well. That's 60. It's the score to beat, George. 20. 1. Another 1. 22. Brian, 60 to beat. 20. Treble 20. Another treble 20. 140.
Brilliant. What? I don't need to say too much to hear, Paul. Suffice it to say that you get this right, you get £140, giving you £540, and passes you on to Bullish Prize Board. Remember your bonus lights. As we come in with a question, this is it. In Greek legend, who killed his father and married his mother. Shh. No lights on, you're OK for a sec, Paul?
Apollo?
It's not, and there's a light on, and it's worth £60 to you, if you can tell me, Colin.
Oedipus.
Oedipus gives you £60, which means at the end of the first part of this evening's edition of Bullseye, we have Anne and Colin with £540, George and Richard £410, and Brian and Paul £400, which means, sadly, we've got to leave 4 great, talented people. George and Richard, Brian and Paul, in you come. Oh, dear. I'm so sorry, really. Sorry to lose you, because you've been brilliant. Absolutely not. You really have been great. Brian and Paul, £400. You've got your bendy bullies and your tankards there and your darts. Take them with a lot of fond memories, we hope, of the day, because you've been a privilege to have on the show. And George and Richard, £410. I've got it here. I shall start to count it out now. The bullies and the tankards and darts are yours. You've been great. Represented the North very well. Very nice. Thank you very much indeed. Be back, please, in 2 minutes. We've got a great second half for you. See you soon.
Everyone loves chicken. Now here's a bigger one. Grampian Super Roaster. Twice the size of an average chicken. More meat, more flavour, better value. Grampian Super Roaster.
Now, let's see how good your powder really is.
On muck like this, my old powder had its work cut out. It did pretty well, considering. Then I discovered Ariel Ultra. Who'd think something this simple would make such a difference?
Look, with socks this filthy, this is sometimes what the best conventional powder can do. But Ariel Ultra gives you visibly better cleaning.
And with my lot, could I settle for anything less?
Ariel Ultra, visibly better cleaning.
A crisp, rich chocolate flavour coating, luscious vanilla ice cream, and through the middle, the bubbles in the sky. Sky is the new Chuck Bar experience from Walls. You can get carried away by the bubbles in the sky.
If you want to catch Santa this Christmas, Argus takes care of it. It isn't just love that makes the world go round, it's fire. In a burning desire to attract a mate, these beetles carry their fires with them. If a fire can do this for a fly, surely it can bring out the love bug in you. With the British Gas range of decorative fires, the flames can be turned down instantly. Or up, if you so desire, leaving you to enjoy the romance of a real fire without doing much at all. Except what comes naturally. Gas, the heat of the moment.
So I just popped in the post office when he comes in for a passport. Next thing, she's in getting traveller's checks. 3 guesses who'll be rubbing her suntan oil in. And her with her child benefit just increased, if you catch my drift. Then young Wayne's in for a tax disc, cashing his gyro. He wasn't. Of course, then Mrs. Perkins says she's in for a refund on her prescription charges, because she's had problems with her. I mean, I'm not one for gossip. Oh, you're not. Only I just popped into the post office for a stamp. It's amazing what you can pick up there.
Welcome back to part 2 of this edition of Bullseye. My word, a very wealthy couple here now, Colin and Annie. What, 540 quid? You played well. You did really well, didn't you? I thought we'd gone on the Oedipus and the Apollo bit. It was lovely how that came in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Incredible. Very good. It was a lovely game. I'm sure you at home enjoyed that as much as we did in the studio. You can relax for a second now. You've told us about your charity, but we've got a guy here who we think is going to do very well for you. And also, we hope he's going to try and win Bronze Bully for the year. He's one of the game's characters, colourful, ever cheerful, good value for the punter. Wherever you go and see Bobby George. He's brilliant. And he's here tonight as he throws for charity. Bobby George. Best of luck, Bob. Thank you.
OK, Bobby, set him a line. Treble 20. 20. and 2100. Good start, mate. And again, Bob. Treble 20. Treble 20. And 2140.
So what do I want, son?
61 or more will do, Bob, to double it.
Oh, dear.
5. 20. Oh, unlucky. 45.
Yeah,
They should have gone straight in there, Bob. 285. Well done.
Oh, big boy. Nice to see you. Oh, we thought we were in then. Never mind.
In 10 years, I just make the number up every year, Jim.
£285 you got from charity. Where's it going?
It's going to the local asthma society.
We're delighted. That'll be on its way at the end of the programme, straight off. Young Robert, nice to see you. Always. Where do you get all this? Are you declaring everything?
You having a go at me again?
No, I'm not having a go. What's this here about Jim Davison telling me? You're going fishing with him. Are you doing a bit of fishing?
Well, every time I went to go fishing with Jim Davison,
yeah,
he got married.
He did, didn't he? Lovely to see you. I know you've built your own house, and you're doing very nicely, sir. Yeah. Always good value, I tell you, this guy. Go to an exhibition, have a night with him. He's superb. Thanks for coming. You're always welcome on the programme.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, sir. 9 years you've been with us. Well, 10 now.
10.
10th time.
Oh, yeah, 10.
Never miss
you
one.
get your pension, won't you, next year?
With a bit of luck, yeah. More pension. God bless you. Wish him all the best.
Thank you,
very much. Cheers.
Hey, lovely.
God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby George. Thanks, Bob. Just that last is amazing, going so well. Right, now it's your turn. Lovely prizes behind Bully's prize board. Let's have a look at them tonight.
In 1.
Start the week with a smile with this combined washer-dryer.
In 2.
Home accounts are as simple as pie with this home computer.
In 3.
For hour after hour of family fun, a croquet set.
In 4.
Something to talk about and no walkabout. It's a TV with remote control.
In 5.
For those who really like to get close, a pair of binoculars and case.
In 6.
You'll start every day okay with this radio alarm clock.
In 7.
For really perfect pictures, this very latest camera.
In 8.
Now here's a tasty prize. It's a food hamper.
And Bully's special prize.
Concert hall reproduction with this MIDI hi-fi with CD player. Behind that board, your sector and Bully Star Prize, 9 prizes. We're giving you 9 darts. 6 for Anne, Berkshire champion. Oh, dear. And Colin, 3 for you. All right, keep out of the black and in the red. Nothing in this game for 2 in a bed. The lights will tell you when you've won the prize. Just think about that, maybe. Yes. All right, off you go. Best of luck.
OK, Anne. Best of luck. That's black. That's red. It's number 4.
Fine. That's the 21-inch colour TV and remote.
Red again, number 3.
That's the croquet set. 2 on 3's fine.
Just remember what's gone, Colin.
Look at your lights, Colin.
Black. Black. Black again.
Right, nice and steady. Don't worry, don't worry.
OK, Anne. Still 3 prizes.
Still 3 to go, sweetheart.
Black. That's red. It's number 5.
That's the binoculars and case. It's a nice prize.
That's black.
You have won the croquet set, the 21-inch colour TV and remote, and the binoculars and case. You've also won £540, and the £285 is off to your asthma unit back home. The money, take home whatever happens, along with your bullies, your darts and your tankards. It's these prizes, this mass of prizes you have won. Right? Are you prepared to risk gambling a croquet set, a colour TV and some binoculars against tonight's star prize, which is hiding behind Bully? Far be it from me to suggest what you do. What do you think you should do? What do you think? 101 or more with 6 darts. The non-dart player's got to go first. We've got the Berkshire champion here. All right, you've got the time it takes the board to revolve to tell us what you'd like to do. The board's going now. What do you think now? Really tell them. Yes? Ooh. Oh, I can't handle the pressure. What do you reckon, the pair of you?
There's no way I could have a croquet set in the house. I've got to gamble.
You've got to gamble. You're not having a croquet set in your house. 101 or more, we're all going for you, really. I promise you. Come on. Come with me, Anne. Best of luck, Cole. Do take your time.
OK, Coin, just don't rush. Plenty of time, as I say. Just settle yourself in. 101 or more for tonight's star prize, and the best of luck, Colin. That's 1. 1. And 20, so 22. And 79 or more for tonight's star prize. Treble 1. Treble 20. And 17, that's it!
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Really sit it. There you go. How's that? How's that? Fantastic. Sit in down. Sit in. Sit in. Come on, mind your head. Sit in there. In you come here. There you go. That's a beautiful economic motor in one of the best British cars ever built. There you are. Your bullies, your darts, your tankards. £540, £285 Bobby got you for charity. We're absolutely delighted. Thanks to you for watching the programme. A wonderful start to a new series. We can't believe it. Thanks very much for watching. See us next week. We may keep it up throughout the year as you watch Bullseye every Sunday. See you soon. You can't beat a bit of bully. Bye.
Over on Channel 4 in a few minutes, another chance to follow the road to Avonlea. Next on Granada, the omnibus edition of Coronation Street.
Could you face the challenge of the Krypton factor? Tricky. What isn't is where to buy hundreds of great gift ideas without the assault course. How? All will be revealed in a couple of minutes.
Mrs. Thomas has a very sore throat, but Chloraseptic contains a very fast-acting painkiller. But is it fast enough to start to work before we finish this commercial? Well, Mrs. Thomas?
That's amazing.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Rupert.
If the wind changes, you'll stay like it.
I think you should make a nice cup of tea.
It seems that everyone in the world has plenty of advice to give. The question is, which is the right advice?
Oh, no, please, it's only something in my eye.
Try pulling your eyelid down as far as it'll go.
And then blowing your nose. At the Halifax, we've probably given more advice on mortgages than any other lender. With all that experience, we believe we can give you the best advice on your mortgage.
Try pulling your eyelid down as far as it'll go.
Then blowing your nose. The Halifax. Special offers currently available for first-time buyers and those seeking a larger loan.
If you don't register for prospectus in the 12 regional electricity company share offers by November the 14th, you could miss out on bonus shares.
It's a pain having the only phone in the village. Oh.
To register, ring 0272 272 272.
You know, when you got it right, you got it right. Whether you're talking about this, whether you're talking about the one and only Diet Cola that does it for Ray, Diet Pepsi. You know, nothing tastes as good to me as Diet Pepsi. All right, now, who was the wise guy? Now, that's the right one, baby.
In front of you is our latest product. It is totally unique and has taken extensive research to perfect. It's a deliciously crunchy form of fish oil, and we've even designed it to fit inside your handbag. Believe it or not, it also tastes of fruit. New fish oil tablets from Halib Orange.
Made from 100% white breast of chicken, delicious mayonnaise, and fresh, crisp iceberg lettuce. All in a specially shaped, lightly toasted sesame seed bun. The McChicken sandwich at McDonald's. It's why people cross the road.
Hovis has always been good for you. And now there's a wholemeal loaf from Hovis, made with all the goodness of the grain.
See it first, see it free. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. Win exclusive premiere tickets, plus thousands more tickets, free, only with the Sun.
The answer is the new Granada Gifts Catalogue. Hundreds of fantastic gift ideas. Call for yours now on 051 708 8202.
All the right moves, some of the time. Tom Cruise, Monday at 9.
Now it's Alec Gilroy and Phil Jennings who need to make all the right moves in Coronation Street.
Oh, it's all right. It's only me, Mavis.
Oh, I thought it was all a bad dream.
No, I'm afraid not. Here, get this down you. You'll feel better. I've just been over to the desk, and we've got to wait until 9 o'clock until the travel agent opens.
He ever does open.
Coffee, Mr. Lumsden?
Oh, that's very civil of you, Derek. What's the damage?
Oh, no.
Frost. Oh, by the way, it's early. Let's drop the formalities, eh? After all, we are stopping in the same hotel, you, me and Mavis, if we ever get there.
Oh, we'll get there, don't you worry. Ernie.
Any news from the Oracle? Well, what did I tell you? You won't hear anything before 9 o'clock tomorrow.
You know, I feel dreadful.
What's that, no sleep?
Not a wink.
Me neither.
It's all in the mind, insomnia, you know. Because this is luxurious, this place, compared to some hotels. Did I tell you about when I was stuck in Lonica?
Yes.
In 98 in the shade, lounge no bigger than a billiard table. This is luxurious, is this?
Oh, I'm glad you think so.
Oh, by the way, hope you got a receipt for this coffee. I mean, don't you let them take a single penny, Derek. You take my tip.
Receipt?
It's all aggravations, it's inconvenience, stress, you name it. I mean, by rights, you, me and Mavis should be splashing about in the hotel pool. Did I tell you how much compensation I've got off Happy Tours?
£37.
Yeah?
Cigarette that bears the lipstick traces, an airline ticket to a romantic place.
Leave it. I'll do it. Well, you're not a well man. I can cope.
If you're referring to my ear, it's completely better.
Well, that's good news. In that case, I'll
Look,
just
before you
wonder
go
about-
any further, Jack, although my earache may be cured, still doesn't mean I'm down a bit of money. So if you're thinking of asking for a rise, this will be a sponsored bed push. Forget it. The piano's
It's all right, then. Fit as a flaming cello, Betty.
Wonderful things, these antibiotics.
Pity he didn't start taking them a couple of days sooner. Still, timing never was one of his strong points.
It can't be helped, though. There's no point in bearing a grudge, lovey.
I don't, Betty, not really, no. I just keep thinking of Mavis, laid out by that hotel pool, being attended to by one of those big, strong Portuguese waiters. But then, you see, I look at my Alec, back to his old self, singing away, happy in his own insanity, and I think, why does it always have to happen to me?
Have you? There you go. You know, people don't appreciate what they have going on around them.
Yeah, but you do, eh, Mr. Sugden?
Well, you go abroad, they can't speak English. They're plagued with flies, there's nobody can make custard. I mean, look around you, what's to complain at?
Yeah, you've got to buy it, I suppose.
Yes, These tea cakes are a bit soggy.
Spilt his tea in it, I shouldn't wonder.
Look, do you want me to stick it under the grill for you?
If you would, please.
OK.
No, I don't want to make a fuss.
No, so I've noticed.
No. I'll tell you something else and all.
What?
If you go in a cafe, you have to sit outside on pavement. Now, what's the sense in that?
No, sounds like a good idea to me.
Hiya. Give us a cup of coffee, Martin, love. I'm jiggered. Central heating in them shops. Do you know, I feel really dreamy.
Here's another one. She'll be on the world cruise next.
Oh, you gotta be joking.
You'll be able to go around the world 10 times over with the price your husband charges for boiled ham.
The only boat we're likely to go on is the Not End Ferry.
Hey, listen, why don't you come to Paris with me and Mike?
Oh, Alma, I would love to. You know Alf. He has to have 3 weeks' notice to go to the pictures.
Yes, but what about Christmas? You know, I was thinking of persuading Mike to take 10 days off and perhaps go to Tenerife. You know he needs a break, doesn't Mike?
Does he? Don't we all?
Did I tell you I was in Madeira in '86?
Yes, you did.
Not interested in flowers, are you?
Well, yes, I am, as a matter of fact.
I thought you might. Well, I'll tell you what, Mavis. I'll take you to this botanical gardens I found last time, up in the hills. Bougainvilleas, orchids, mimosa. Oh, paradise on earth, it is.
Oh, sounds heavenly.
Derek can go shopping if he likes.
Oh, no, Derek's keen as well. I'm sure he'd like to come. Oh, at last, Derek. Is there any more news?
Oh, it's ridiculous. He's been trying for over an hour and there's still no reply.
What did I tell you? I told you this last night. Well, I'm off.
No. We must stay together. If we disperse, they'll forget all about us.
What do you think, Mavis?
She agrees with me, don't you?
Do you want me to stay?
Of course she does.
Well, I think perhaps it would be better.
All right, Mavis, I'll stay. I'll tell you what, Derek. I'll give you another hour to rescue our holiday, or me and Mavis. We'll go off to Thailand together, won't we?
Right, come on. Don't run, walk, don't run.
Have you seen them? It's obscene.
I haven't, actually. But tell you the truth, I've been saying this in the staff room ever since you got it.
Mr. Jeffers, you mean?
I said don't run! We've only been in the job a couple of weeks before we had a sponsored ping-pongathon. I told her that's all very well, I said. Why should I give up my weekend to dole out pop and ping-pong balls to a group of third years just because the overhead projector's knackered?
I wouldn't have volunteered for that one, Fred.
Don't worry, I didn't. Come on! The bell's gone! What other job do you have to have jumble sales to buy office equipment?
Yeah, but this one caps it all. I mean, it's like Al Capone sponsoring the Brownies.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Buying a clean image.
Yeah, but it makes me spit blood. I mean, what kind of an example is this to show impressionable kids? That every ideal has its price. Is that what we're supposed to be teaching them?
Yeah, if that's the way you think about it, why didn't you speak to her? I'm sure you'd find plenty in the staff room who'd back you up.
You think so?
Yeah, if it came to a confrontation, yeah.
Thanks, Fred. I will.
Now, to be fair, Stephanie, they are due a holiday, Mavis and Derek.
Good luck to them. Desi's fixing us up one of them bucket jobs. Plenty of bargains this time of year.
Ah, well, I hope you get somewhere nice.
No, I don't bear them any malice. But that Gilroy fella definitely wants watching. Funny how he always comes up smelling of roses. Never mind. Perhaps we'll be able to fix up a caravan at Cleveland's just have to take what's going since we've both taken time off work.
I suppose that's for my benefit.
If the cap fits.
Don't forget, that holiday was promised to Mavis and Derek in the first place. I mean, what happened after that was just a bit of a misunderstanding. That right, Alec?
Absolutely.
You might call it a misunderstanding. Other folks would call it sharp practice.
Hey, I'm doing my best for you, Alec. Come in.
You want to force these English assessments?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Barlow. I'll let you have them back by the end of the week.
I hope I'm not out of order, but... Well, I have to say, I find Mr. Jennings' donation in rather bad taste, and it's not just me, I'm afraid.
Oh, really?
I mean, where's it going to end? Tobacco firms, breweries, drug barons?
Mr. Barlow, do sit down. You've been out of the job for how long?
16 years.
I'm very pleased to have you on the staff. You've settled in very well, and you've built up a very good relationship with the children. But 16 years, the job isn't the same anymore.
I'm aware of that.
No one told me 30 years ago that my career would culminate in running a business, or that I would be wooing parents with glossy brochures and promotional videos. And of course, parents and pupils are a thing of the past.
Sorry, I'm not with you.
For parents and pupils, Mr. Barlow, read clients and customers, and I don't like it any more than you do. But it's my job to keep the school open,
even if it's at the expense of St. David's or Parkview. And that is why I have to go out and find money.
But in this case, wouldn't it be better to make do with the old hockey strips? It's hypocrisy to accept money from Jennings. It's people like him who encourage the youngsters to steal in order to feed his damn machines.
Well, perhaps he's trying to make amends.
But he's buying you, Mrs. Jeffers.
You really don't like him, do you?
Too darn right I don't.
Is your anger and resentment entirely objective?
How do you mean?
Well, couldn't it have something to do with the fact that Mr. Jennings is a friend of your wife?
You know what I think? It's a computer snarl. A tin pot firm like Rosemont Travel, they've probably wiped a tape or had a blowout, and they're too scared to admit it. But days before this is sorted out, weeks even.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, here's my phone number, just in case Derek gets things sorted out. You can let us know if you hear anything.
Yes, all right, I'll tell him.
And if you don't hear anything, you can give us a ring as well, Mavis.
You're not waiting, then?
No, I know you got my number. I'm only a phone call away.
Where's Ernie?
Oh, he's gone. He said it was a waste of time. He's left his telephone number.
Did you let him go? Couldn't you have delayed him till I got back?
What's the point, Derek? Maybe he's right. Oh, let's go home, Derek.
Go home? And face the ridicule of all and sundry? Can you imagine the Barneses? They'd laugh themselves silly at the thought of it, not to mention Percy Sugden. No, Mavis. This little difficulty must remain strictly entre nous. I got you another word search book.
Don't know how she does it better.
Deirdre Barlow.
Collects fellas like it's going out of fashion. He looks loaded and all, doesn't he? I bet he could stand around without blinking his wallet.
Something you're good at, that, Jacko.
What?
Standing around, customer.
Where's Alec gone, the bank?
How did you guess?
Look, he can't take it with him, love.
With my luck, Betty, I'd be surprised at nought.
Did they find out about it?
Because I told them, of course. Why do you think I made the donation?
Oh, come on, Phil, you're not that cynical.
You don't know a businessman who keeps quiet about giving money away, do you?
You never said anything about all this publicity the other day.
Well, you never asked.
You led me to believe it was for the benefit of the school.
It is for the benefit of the school.
Come on, as far as you're concerned, it's just a cheap publicity gimmick.
Cheap? 2,000 quid?
Well, I'd say you more than got your money's worth. Laundering your image, that's what it's called, isn't it?
It's the wicked world of business, or maybe a more realistic approach to life. Anyway, I've got to dash.
Don't forget your paper.
Hi, Phil. You coming again? Hi, Mike. Just go in, but I'll be back again.
All right, buy one later. Jack, large gin and a scotch, please.
Right.
Sorry I'm late, look. The bank manager kept offering to lend me large amounts of money.
I thought you might like to take your wife away on holiday.
Listen, can I help it if my ears have got better? I suppose you'd rather I was still in pain.
It'd make a lot more sense.
Don't you think I'd enjoy being out there sunning myself? At least I'd get my money's worth. Hey, talking of money, who's that fellow who's just gone out?
Friend of Deirdre's.
One thing you can say for the Barlows, they certainly ring the changes.
Don't look so disapproving, Ali. You're not really bothered so long as they've got money and coming in.
That's just the point. He was going out.
Jack, keep the change.
Thank you very much.
Got it?
Got it.
Hey, I wonder what her secret is.
Why, are you jealous?
No, she isn't going to Paris, is she?
You wouldn't be either if you hadn't beat me into submission.
No, but you're glad you did.
You bet, chérie.
6 letters beginning with V. This winner takes all.
What's 3 down?
3 down, let's see.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilton travelling to Madeira under the name of Gilroy. Please attend the Sunrise Tour Operator's Desk. Mr. and Mrs. Wilton.
Who's this Davies?
Davis, that'd be Mike Davis, head buyer for Textile UK Limited. Why, when's he coming?
Oh, Tuesday, 10:30.
Tuesday. Oops. No can do. Do you want to see him?
What's he like?
Flash as a rat with a gold tooth. But you can handle him.
Can't you see him? What about later in the week?
No, I want to keep Thursday and Friday free. Might be in Paris.
Have you booked?
No, why? Any problem? I mean, do you want me to go later in the month?
Do you have to go?
Do I have to take a holiday? I mean, it's only 4 days. Come on, be fair.
I mean, it's not as if I don't put the time in at the weekends.
I know, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll tell you what I do. I work round you. I mean, it's only 4 days. There must be loads of flights to Paris. We can go any time, OK? Well, what's your problem?
This week, next month. It makes no difference, Mike. I can't run this place on my own.
Of course you can.
Well, that's why I made you general manager.
So, but what are you saying?
Mr. Wilkinson was very apologetic.
I should think he was. Funny way to run a travel agent. And why is he ex-directory? Or needn't I ask?
As I say, we were very lucky to get his number at all.
Well, it's a good job he did, or else we'd still have been in the dark.
Oh, we still are in the dark, Mavis. What's he going to do about our holiday?
He's promised to sort everything out as soon as he gets here.
How long will that take?
He's driving straight from his home. Half an hour at the most. So, with a bit of luck, we'll be getting your way on the 6 o'clock flight.
Oh, that's good. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's not a minute too soon. Well, it just goes to show, patience is its own reward.
There was a Mr. Lumsden, also booked with Rosamond Travel.
That's right, there was. But he wasn't prepared to wait like us. Oh, Mavis. Not long now.
Derek, you were right. It was worth waiting. Oh, we're going to have a wonderful holiday, I know we are.
Are you sure you don't mind?
He's going into town anyway.
Oh, it's just been one of those days, I'm afraid. Looks smashing on the rail. I'm sorry to lumber you with all my other problems.
Oh, don't apologise. That's what friends are for. Besides, how were you to know this Jennings chap had ulterior motives?
Oh, I must be as green as grass.
Well, next time you'll be on your guard.
Next time. There won't be a next time. What's the idea, Ken? What do you want?
Oh, sorry, Emily. I didn't know you were here.
I was just going anyway.
Listen, if they haven't got it in Navy, I'll have a refund.
Right.
Thanks very much, love.
Bye.
Bye. Well, I take it this isn't a social call.
You're darn right it's not. I suppose you realise you brought the whole school into disrepute.
I've done what?
I just wish you'd given the matter a little more thought before accepting his money on our behalf.
I take it you're referring to Mr. Jennings' donation.
Well, what else do you think I'm talking about? Don't you realise where most of his money comes from? School kids. Our daughter, for one. And he thinks he can give some of it away and con everybody into thinking he's Mr. Nice Guy. Well, he doesn't con me, and I'm surprised he's taken you in. But then, of course, there's more to that than meets the eye, isn't there?
What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, you're going out with him, aren't you?
Going out with him? No, I am not. But I tell you this, Ken. Even if I was, it's no business whatsoever of yours. And now I'd like you to leave, please.
I'm going. But remember this, Deirdre, you're a counsellor. People expect you to set a moral example. Can't you see that?
You've got a nerve. How dare you? What right have you got to lecture me on setting moral examples? Just go, Ken.
Oh, don't worry, I'm going.
Good.
And if you're not emotionally involved with a man, you must be pretty darn naive to fall for his tricks.
The same for you. Now
Thank
be
you.
careful, and don't eat them with them daft false teeth in, will you?
Bye, Mrs. Fairclough. Bye.
Enjoy yourself. Hello, cabin. Hello? I'm sorry, can you speak up? Mavis, is that you? Hey, now listen, I don't want you worrying about me. I'm coping fine. I just want you to relax and enjoy yourself. What's the weather like? Hey, you've got a bad line, love. I can hardly tell what you're saying. You what? What?
That was 3 hours ago, and it's still not turned up. So it means we've got to wait another whole day. Oh, Rita, it's a nightmare. Oh, I've got to go. Oh.
And this is casserole or what?
It's beurre Parisienne, or in our case, Weatherfield stew.
Oh, here.
Hey, do you mind?
No, says I don't help with the cooking.
So everybody gets a holiday except the boss. I mean, what kind of firm is this?
I've told you she can't cope. She's petrified.
Well, she had the guts to walk into this flat pretending she was after a job.
Yeah, but she's a changed creature. She's taken a hell of a beating, you know.
I know, but a couple of days.
She couldn't manage that place for a couple of minutes.
Of course she could.
I know that, you know that, but she doesn't. Her bottle's gone. She relies on me every minute of the day.
Mike, she is asking too much.
In normal circumstances, I would agree with you, but it was me, us, who decided it would be in our interests to make myself indispensable. Now, the good news is, I am.
And the bad news is, we are not going to Paris.
No, I'm afraid not.
Well, I don't think that'll do any good.
Oh, don't you? You know about complaints procedures at British airports, do you?
Oh, don't be so pompous, Derek.
Well, what do you suggest we do instead? Invite the Barneses over for a good laugh at our expense? Phone Percy Sugden and everybody else into the bargain?
Look, Rita is a friend.
Did I ask you to keep this to ourselves?
Everybody's going to know sooner or later. We can't wait here forever.
We're not going to wait here forever. Just for as long as it takes the powers that be to realise that I won't stand for deception and inefficiency. Then we'll see who's going to Madeira or not.
Mr. Gilroy.
Wilton.
Yes, sorry. Could I have a word?
Oh, yes.
Perhaps we could sit down.
Mrs. Pamela Roberts, please attend the information desk.
Look, I've been pulling out all the stops trying to get to the bottom of this business. I don't suppose it's any consolation, but there are quite a few tour operators asking questions about Rosamond Travel.
Yes, well, why isn't he here? It's Mr. Wilkinson. That's who I want an explanation from.
Don't we all? Well, the word is, and it does seem to be official, I'm afraid, he's disappeared.
That's not good enough. I've got a receipt. I have paid for my holiday, and I am going to Madeira.
Not unless you get your money back, I'm afraid.
Oh, don't you worry about that. I will.
Well, why shouldn't we get our money back?
I think you'll find you've no protection.
What's this, then? Rosamond Travel, member of BOTA. BOTA. I shall contact them.
I doubt it. I've been in this trade a long time. I've never heard of BOTA. Doesn't mean a thing.
Have we lost our money, then? All of it?
If it had been AMTA, you would have been covered.
Oh, Derek.
This friend of yours, Mr. Gilroy, must have been born under a lucky star. You say he had earring.
Gilroy. Gilroy. You or not? Wait till I get my hands on him.
Derek!
You had fruit machines at the graffiti, didn't you?
Oh, one of the things that kept the place going.
Haven't come across anyone called Phil Jennings, have you?
You mean him that was in here at lunchtime?
Was he with Deirdre? It's okay, I know what's going on.
Of course, fruit machines. I knew I recognised him from somewhere. His name wasn't Jennings, though, when he used to come in the graffiti. Mind you, the crowd he hung around with. I suppose all of them must change their names by now. And faces, I shouldn't wonder.
Do you know, I bet they're not giving a thought to that little budgie. No, they'll be pandering to the body beautiful. That's what they'll be doing. Well, good luck to him, because they won't get a decent cup of tea. Hey, you said they weren't coming in here.
Yep.
Oh, my God, look what's crawled back again.
Shall I refuse to serve him? Things he's been saying about using a scandal.
Now then, Alec, what'll you have? Go on, I owe you one. Get me a large Irish. And, pint of lager for me, please, Jack.
What's broke this turnabout?
Saving me 750 quid, mate. Palming that holiday off on Mavis and Derek.
I mean, palming it off. I'm well out of pocket.
He's a mate of yours, is he, this bloke that runs Rosamond Travel? Good job he went bust before we bought our tickets.
Gone bust?
Oh, yes. All boarded up. Neatly done, Alec.
You crafty old crow.
But Alec didn't know that was going to happen, did you, Alec?
Poor Mavis and Derek, they'll be stranded in Madeira.
I think of worse places to be stranded, love.
Like Manchester Airport, for one. I've just had her on the phone, Alec. She's absolutely heartbroken.
Oh, don't look at me.
You mean they've not took off yet? And not likely to, either. By heck, Alec Gilroy, you pulled some stunts when I was singing in the club. But this caps the lot.
Because we've spent the time creating a mouth-watering lasagna, you could spend your time on another course. Menu Master, a taste of freedom.
There is only one chocolate that feels like silk. Flowing smoothly, melting slowly, lingering sumptuously. The experience is silk. The chocolate is galaxy.
At the Lancastrian, there's no such word as can't. Our master plan account is totally flexible, giving easy access to your cash with no penalty. And tiered interest rates mean the more you save, the more you earn. Master plan, because when it comes to easy access with no penalty, the Lancastrian can.
Is your gas fire more dead than alive? Get this beautiful new gas fire and get £60 trade-in this week at your local gas showroom. It's the biggest event of the year.
There are brands that could wash up after Sunday lunch in every flat in this block. But Fairy, well, it could do next door.
Our pursuit of the pure Holstein has led us to the port of Hamburg, where the sea dogs are salty and so are the crisps.
Hallo Seemann. Ein Bier wie immer.
This is Helga, or rather it's able seaman Karl Müller on his day off. You see, nothing is what it seems in this town, except, of course, for the 4 natural ingredients that go into... Cheers, Carl.
Holstein Export, a pure beer in a wicked world.
Are you coming to bed tonight or what?
After what's been said to me, I couldn't close my eyes.
Oh. So you're stopping up all night supping whiskey, are you? A lot of use you'll be in that pub tomorrow.
I'd be within me right suing Rita Fairclough. I could take her for every penny she's got. I mean, what she said in that bar tonight was slander.
Make that your last drink, eh?
Slander. You steals my wife, steals trash, but he that harvingeth my good name, it's right. It's right, is that. She as good as made out that I'd swindled Derek Wilton out of £800. I mean, I'm hurt, Bet. I'm hurt that she could suggest I'd fraud me customers and my neighbours. I mean, it could cripple my reputation, an accusation like that.
Well, it depends what sort of reputation you start off with, I suppose.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying you believe what Rita said?
Alec, it doesn't matter what I think.
Oh, that's charming, isn't it, eh? That's highly heartwarming, that. How the hell did I know Rosamond Street Travel was going to fold? Would I have booked with them in the first place if I did?
All right, all right. Just stop feeling sorry for yourself and come to bed. At least you've got a bed to sleep in. What do you think Mavis and Derek are going to do for beds at that flaming airport?
Oh. Sorry, Mavis. Did I wake you?
Oh, I keep hoping I'll wake up and it's all a bad dream. But I can't even get to sleep.
No, me neither.
You've been sleeping. You've been snoring.
I may have dropped into a half-awake doze for a few minutes, Mavis. I may have breathed heavily, but I've not slept, and I've not snored. I'm going to the washroom for a shave. It'll help me grapple with the day's dilemmas.
Derek, let's go home.
Go home, Mavis? Now? After all we've been through?
Yes.
Oh, Mavis, capitulate? Accept defeat?
Yes.
No, Mavis. Just hang on, just for a few more hours. At least until Mr. Tasker arrives on duty anyway. He may have news for us. We may be booked on the first flight out.
It's hopeless, Derek. We might as well go home.
With our tails between our legs. Beaten by that con man, Gilroy. No, Mavis. We soldier on.
remember. The darkest hour is just before the dawn.
Yes. I've noticed that, Derek. I've experienced that 2 nights running right here in the airport.
Rita! Rita!
Yeah?
Look, I want a word.
Oh, yeah?
Look, you were well out of order, talking the way you did last night.
I'll say what I think, Alec.
Look, I didn't know that holiday firm was going bust, did I? I sold Derek that holiday in all good faith.
So you say. Anyway, don't waste your time convincing me. Convince Mavis and Derek.
They're back home, are they?
No, I've just been to their house. No sign of them. Must still be at the airport. Anyway, like I say, talk to Mavis and Derek. And when they believe you, I will and all.
Good morning.
What's good about it?
You haven't managed to bring to mind any more about this Jennings chap, have you?
I had other things on my mind.
Hellfire, Ken, do you know what time it is? I'm only just up.
It's important. I wanted to catch you before Tracy got out of bed.
Yeah, any excuse to come round here, isn't it?
No, I promise you, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't important. It's about your friend Jennings.
Oh, yes? What about him?
Well, for a start, his name isn't Jennings. Well, not his real one, anyway.
Oh, what is his real name,
Well,
then?
I don't know exactly, but Alec Gilroy is quite sure it isn't Jennings.
Not Lord Lucan?
Look, I'm being serious, Deirdre. Alec Gilroy knows him from somewhere way back, and he's quite convinced his name isn't Jennings.
That's it, is it? That's your important message?
Well, I just thought you ought to have a word of warning.
No. You came round here interfering in my life again with half a tale. A bit of prattle you picked up in the pub. My God, Ken, this is pathetic.
Look, you know the man's in a dubious line of business with his slot machines and God knows what else besides, and now there's this.
I'm sorry, if that's it, I've got a lot to do.
Well, look, I just want you to be careful, that's all.
You just don't like the man. You don't like his name written on the sports shirts. You don't like
No, I
any...
admit, yes, I admit, I dislike the man, but that's got
Bye,
nothing to
Ken.
do with it.
Well, they're never still at the airport. Oh, well, that's crackers. They might as well chuck towel in and come home.
Well, I agree with you. And between you and me, so does Mavis. I mean, she's sick to death of it. But Derek won't budge. He's hoping for a miracle.
Well, till I'm stood down and relieved of my duty, I'll carry on feeding the budgie and watering the plants.
Well, perhaps you're right, Percy, but I reckon they'll be home soon.
Yeah, did Alec Gilroy flog 'em a duffin on purpose, though? I mean, would he go that far?
Oh, he's a bad un. You've only got to look at his eyes. They're set too close together. That's all as a sign.
Well, my guess is he heard a whisper that Rosamond Travel was going bust. That's when he started to figure out how to unload the tickets.
So the earache was all a fake, you reckon?
It was codology from the start to finish.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's a bit complicated, isn't it?
Well, I've known Alec Gilroy a long time. Used to be my agent, you know, and I was singing in clubs, and he pulled some strokes then, I can tell you. He's a devious beggar. I tell you, he makes Spaghetti Junction look like a straight line.
Because we're faster than Jennings, that's why. Yep, you can't beat us for price or quality. You do that. We're always worth thinking about. Okay, see you. Hi. Problem?
No. Well, not really. I was just feeling guilty.
Oh?
Your trip to Paris. I suppose Alma's feeling terribly let down.
Nah. Alma takes things like that in her stride. She knows that work always comes first. Anyway, if she wanted to go, she'd probably go by herself. She likes her independence. She's like me like that.
You've never thought of getting married, you two?
To each other. Yeah. Alma's been married before, so have I.
And once was enough?
Something like that. I like plenty of elbow room, and that suits her.
Well, I'm glad I haven't upset anybody.
Nah. Hello, Ingram. Mike Baldwin speaking. Nigel, you little rascal. Golf? Nah. You must be joking. I'm far too busy for that. Oh, yeah. I can always find time to fit a friend's order in. Yeah. No. Things are going great. Things are going just as I like them.
I've only got a couple of hot pots left. Do you want me to save you one, love?
Oh, I couldn't face food, Betty, to choke me. What people are saying about me.
You mean about this holiday?
Yeah, saying I've sold a dud to the Wiltons. I mean, as if I would. Yes, Percy.
Offer your best bitter, please.
Well, according to Rita Bearclough, they're still camped out at the airport.
Hey, that could have been us if Derek hadn't topped my offer. Thanks, Alec. I owe you one.
It's not funny.
No, it isn't. I'll buy you a beer off your landlord, but I'm not paying you till I get it in my hand.
Right, that's it. That is it. I am sick of snide remarks.
Jack, money.
Very sensitive, my gaffer. Very thin-skinned. Skin as thin as a £5 note.
Well, according to Ken, Alec Gilroy reckons that Phil Jennings isn't Phil Jennings at all. He's somebody else.
Do you believe it?
I don't know.
Maybe talk to Alec about it.
No. If he doesn't know any more than Ken says, what's the use? It's all silly anyway.
I'm afraid Ken would delight in blackening the character of any man you were friendly with.
Well, that is exactly what I think.
I'm here to see Mr. Gilroy.
Why?
In a professional capacity. I'm on his books, see. Tudor Parry Jones, tenor, voice of the valleys.
Oh, I've heard of you, yeah. I do a bit of singing myself, you know.
Oh, yes? Operatic, is it?
Well, not strictly operatic, but that end of the market, you know, your ballads, your standards, your Frank Sinatra songbook, you know.
You'll not be trained, I dare say. I had a professional training from my mum. You might have heard of her. Madam Gwyneth Parry Jones. She's trained the greatest. Anyway, will you tell him I'm here?
Aye. Do you want a drink while you're waiting?
No, I'll not have a drink, no. I'll just suck a lozenge.
Yes, well, I'll show the lot of them, including you.
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do? I'm going to go to that airport. I'm going to have it out.
Who with?
Well, Derek and Mavis. My conscience is clear. I've nothing to be afraid of. Yes, what is it?
Bloke out here, Welsh fellow, wants to speak with you. Tudor Parry thing.
Tell him I'm busy. He'll have to come back later. It's not convenient. Well, go on.
All right.
I'm telling you,
No.
in your state of mind, there'll only be trouble.
Well, it'll not be me that causes it. I shall simply point out it's not my fault that's stuck at the flaming airport.
Alec.
No, I am going. And if Derek Wilton says one word to me, I shall have him.
Ah, yes. They're rings. Now, listen. You'll know when you've drunk a pint of Boddington's by the rings. Here is one I prepared earlier. Please yourselves.
If you don't get bodies, you'll just get
bitter.
The restaurant bill caused frustration. I couldn't pay for my crustacean, but flexible is so digestible. Does you does or does you don't take access? Does you does or does you don't take access?
8 million outlets worldwide does. Does you does?
Hello. I've been asked to tell you the secret of what I consider the best tasting coffee. Delicious. The secret's in the blending of 3 types of the finest coffee bean.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I just have to check that you have the right beans.
What?
May I see?
If you must. I shall be writing to Nescafe about this.
Nescafe. Coffee at its best.
I love being a turtle! Free. 30,000 tickets to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at a major cinema near you. Be quick, be cool, be radical. Buy the Mondo Value Daily Mirror this week and see how to get your free ticket for this blockbuster movie.
There is a new instant access savings account that also offers high interest rates. It's for anybody and everybody. It's so simple, it all adds up to one thing. The new Instant Saver account from Abbey National.
houses, these, aren't they?
They were thrown up. Them across the road, we standing when these are gone.
Ah, well, it's same with women. If they're well constructed, you're better off with an old one.
Now, look here for one thing only, that's to assist. I want all these pot plants watered. They're just moist, not flooding. You'll find watering can in the kitchen.
I've watered plants before, you know, Percy.
I dare say you have, but there's always a right and wrong way to do everything. Hello, son, it's your Uncle Percy. Come to see you're all right for food and water. I'd let you out for a fly round, but I'm not on my own. I can't trust that old fool not to open the window. Who's a pretty boy, then, eh? Who's a pretty boy?
You are. Hey, you're a balmy fella.
Look, if there's going to be any of this, I'll have you off these premises right now.
He's not coming, Derek. Mr. Tasker's not coming. And that man from Rosamond Travels certainly isn't going to show his face. I don't believe he ever intended to.
No. The unspeakable swine.
We have to face it, Derek. No holiday, my dear.
Not easy, is it? Accepting the unacceptable.